is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville.
Ahead of the field and throws it down with a right hand.
Your home for the NBA. San Antonio Sports Center.
The Spurs traveled to Los Angeles last night and fell to the Lakers 125-109. They were paced in the loss by Steph Castle with 23 points. The NCAA tournament begins tonight, kind of. It's first night for the NCAA tournament. Games you can catch live on San Antonio Sports Star. At 5:30, we've got 16 seeds St. Francis playing Alabama State, followed quickly by 11 seeds North Carolina and San Diego State. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Yeah, you can wait for it. It's not coming.
It's not coming.
It's not coming.
Nah.
Hey, gather around. We got a bunch to talk about. It's the Morning Huddle here on San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Rob Thompson. A.J. Hoffman's sitting in the hole yet again. He's day-to-day.
Yeah.
But aren't we all? We expect him back fully
We're all
healthy.
day-to-day.
He'll be back fully healthy on Thursday, refreshed, renewed, revived, and with a new perspective on life. We can only hope he's coming back a better man.
Yeah.
He can rest comfortably knowing that you took care of his cats this morning.
I know. His cats are, they were waiting for me.
Dude, this is okay. So you get here about 15 minutes before me. 10, 15, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But by the time you'd gotten here, you'd already fed the cats.
Yep. Well, because they are clawing at me on the way in.
Yeah. So notice how I just speak of the cats like they're family. So I pull
Someone
up,
left water.
Man, so I pull up again today, and the cats are like sitting in the parking lot, 3 of them, like just sitting, waiting on me. Like, dude, where you been?
And it's weird how they
It's creepy,
they're
man.
yeah, and they're so patient. They'll wait there like a week.
I don't like this, man. I'm honest. One of those is gonna get rabies and come and rip a vein out of my neck and kill me.
You hate cats.
I do. I don't like. Well, it's not. I don't dislike them, but I know that cats are devious, and I know that they are the spawn of Satan.
Well,
so I watch them very closely.
Just like I fed them, and then when you go out there, they act like they haven't been fed yet,
so
and then
they're staring at me like they're starving, and I'm like, I can't make any sudden moves.
No, they're going to jump on you.
And one of them's a black cat. So, you know, there's that whole creepy thing. And it's looking at me like I'm hungry. And then Big Nuts, of course.
Yeah.
Who, by the way, Big Nuts or Big Balls, he keeps getting in tussles. I'm worried about his future.
Yeah, his eyes messed up, right?
Yeah, he looks a little jacked up. I ain't touching
Poor kitty.
him. I ain't touching him. I'm not coming up with no ringworm without any kind of... Now, AJ, my co-host, my friend, will get on the ground, like lay down on the ground.
Yeah,
like
on his stomach.
Grown-ass man. Yeah. Get out on the ground.
He's 6'2", right?
Well, you judge a man by how he treats animals. I mean, and that tells you a lot about
I like animals, but I'm not going to lay on the ground.
But, I see a lot of crazy people with dogs. That doesn't mean you're good people, or it just means that you're not kicking dogs.
Right.
So these cats have preyed upon him. And now we're paying the price. Now he's funding this feeding effort with the cases of food he's provided that his cat deemed not worthy. But at least he's getting it done.
But these cats just they don't care. What are they going to not?
How was your non-basketball Monday, Vic?
It was good for a minute till my granddaughter came home with the
you got the grandkids.
Yeah,
showed
the grandkids
up
showed up. Well, I was thinking to have the whole day to myself, have a nice nap because we're off at 10.
Yeah.
Get home and my wife's at work and she came home early and ruined that. So I had grandbabies keeping me up and I had no nap. So I literally
you're a little surly last night, a little fussy.
I fell asleep when it was still daylight out. And I'm thinking, okay, I reached the epitome of old.
Well,
I am old people.
In July, it's all I can do.
Yeah.
By the time it's up till 9:30, it's all I can do to hang out then.
Yeah, see, and I don't drink or I don't do anything, but I was just naturally tired.
Yeah, Well, you missed. It was a weird night because I
missed all of it.
Well, so much of my life has been devoted to televised basketball over the last 7 days.
Right.
So last night was kind of this break, and the Spurs didn't go till late.
So you had a little window there.
I mean, there was nothing going on. It was a weird day. So it was kind of quiet around the house. My son has vacated the premises again.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm now a complete empty nester, and yesterday was the full day.
Man, you're lucky.
I don't know, man. It's quiet around the casa.
I'd kill for that.
It's quiet. It is. And, the thing is, I live on the same property with my father, as many of you well know. The thing about it is, we were cooking for 4. It's easier to cook for 4.
Right. Yeah, versus 2 or 3. Yeah. You're right.
Finding that medium between 4 and 3. We didn't quite hit it last night.
Really?
My wife came up a little short. We didn't have enough food.
What?
She thought she'd pare it down.
Oh.
And, by the time we sat at the table, my wife, and it was good. I'm not upset. It just wasn't enough. So
it wasn't something subtle or behind the scenes where your wife's cutting down your portions.
Well, it's entirely possible.
This is all you get.
But I would blame her for that. But my father's on a recipient of this too.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And she
was his portion bigger?
No, I mean it was just the standard portion. But
okay.
she made these really delicious, and should have made twice as many as she did. Ravioli, homemade ravioli, yum. But there wasn't enough. But it was more of a signal of we got to get back to being an empty nester again. So
yeah,
and all the benefits therein. I haven't run around the house naked yet.
Well, I
will.
Wish I could do that.
I will. It's a great thing about living out on the land. I could walk outside and one of the dogs will look at me sideways.
Yeah, one of my kids is gone, got his own apartment. My other one works out of state for 2 weeks and stays at home for 2 weeks, right? So while he's gone,
2 on, 2 off.
Yeah,
I got you.
yeah. So we got that. So
That's
while
just
he's gone,
about right.
Yeah, and then but my daughter lives with us with the 2 grandkids, and that's where the havoc is. And
it sounds very Hispanic.
Oh yes, it is. And there's always someone living with us, which I cannot deal with anymore. I'm in my 50s. Yeah, no.
It's time to go.
I know. A bunch
it's
of
time to go.
All of my friends that are white, they're like, your kids still live with you? Like, well, yeah. They're like, they look at it as weird. It's like, well, it's what it is.
Well, I mean, I brought mine back in, but, there is, I think it's kind of, especially amongst men and sons.
Yeah. I get it.
You just need to go find your own territory.
Yeah, but your son has a giant dog that you got to take care of.
I have another ward of the court.
Yeah, there you go.
I always end up with my kids' dogs. So, yeah, I'm this is the second. So I've taken on that responsibility, but it's still quiet around the casa. There's still,
Yeah. Man, I'd kill for that. I just want it to be silent, nobody messing up anything. If I clean something, it'll stay clean. It's kind of like that where I'm at right now. I could mop the floor, and in 2-3 minutes, there's already cereal all over it because the grandkids are running around. But I deal with that constantly. But
that's
this is my zen over here when I come to work.
Yeah, this is our zen.
This is it.
Nothing like when you come to a place where you never quite know what to expect when you walk in the office.
Right.
And it's always some kind of technical issue. So at least you live on the edge.
Yeah.
It keeps you
and
alive.
If it's not that, there's animals outside, and heaven knows what else won't work around here, but you never know.
Today, of course, lots of bracket talk as we start the play-ins. We get the first 4. We'll get those. Those are all on the radio right here. Starts on the radio, but it goes digital everywhere. If you're not in front of a screen or can't be, make sure you can catch them right here. We'll get you ready for those, your betting odds. We'll look forward to players you should be looking forward to see. And we'll start breaking down the individual brackets. We'll go East, West, Midwest, and do all those today. Make sure your brackets are in good sort. Look around the NFL. Kirk Cousins' name's in your mouth. Let's see if he is headed to Cleveland and what's going to happen with Minnesota. Are they going to chase themselves an old man? Are they going to go with a young kid? We'll look around. The brand new cornerback market has been set with the Houston Texans. If you're oh man, did you see what they did yesterday? If you're a good friend of or cohort of Derek Stingley Jr.
Oh, I heard about that.
If he owes you $1 or $2, now's the time to call him. He signed a 3-year, $90 million deal yesterday with the Texans. They also signed the other corner. We'll get into what the Texans have done, what the Cowboys need to do in their D-plus effort in the offseason. There's word coming out of Tennessee via Shefty and his insight that the Titans have a plan. We're going to talk about what their plan is. and it might not be very popular. Kind of an interesting idea. We're also going to talk about Deion Sanders. It's hard to go a week without Deion in the news.
Yeah,
and about half the time it's puffery. Some of it about hype and selling some tickets and promoting Colorado football because, as we all know, he gets a little bit of a rake off ticket sales. So, he's doing his gig. But he actually has a pretty good idea. And at 6:45, we're going to talk about yet another possible fix to college football because we know how broken it's been.
Yeah, it's a little broke.
Well, no, man. College football, we had the single greatest season we've ever had last year. And there are some improvements to be made, and maybe Deion actually has one. We'll talk about that at 6:45. And if you ask a Spurs fan, what's the worst thing that could happen? Short of
like Wemby and all that.
Yeah, tragic stuff. But worst probably isn't the best word. Sorry, it's at 6:10 in the morning. I might be a little bit extravagant with my language. Yeah. Last night, as you were playing the Lakers and you're game planning, you go, okay, we're going against Luka, and we're on the road, and there's not a man in here who knows how to play defense. We really don't want to win, but we want to try hard in our effort to lose. But there's one thing. There is one thing that we cannot allow to happen. If you're Mitch, if you're Pop, and you're calling to give your team a little rah-rah speech, or maybe you're offering restaurant advice, or the general manager, Brian Wright, walks in, or maybe it's one of the Holtz walks into the locker room. They go, there's really only one thing that we can't have happen tonight.
Throw up on the court?
Well, no, that's not that. Well, we haven't gotten to that. But really, there's only one thing that we cannot allow to happen to our franchise.
Go to Austin?
Well, it happened.
What?
I would like to think that in the locker room, they said, okay, there's a lot of stuff that could go bad. They might be able to score 150 on us. I mean, we're giving up 120 tonight.
Yeah.
If that happens, that's part of the game.
Yeah.
And if this happens as part of the game, and if Luka goes for a quad double and sets some kind of leg, that's all part of the game. But there's one thing we can't let happen. It will be a stain on your reputation, a mark on your permanent record, and it happened. We're going to talk about that in about 30 minutes. But coming back, let's look at your brackets. We got playing tonight, and North Carolina, if it wasn't already bad, they got issues. In West Virginia, they're not going to let a dead horse lie there. They're going to keep beating it. The governor has some questions about nefarious activity. We're talking college basketball the way it should be. That's right here. And one more thing before we go screaming into break, and pay attention to those that pay my salary and Vicks, because it ain't easy affording Vic. I got tickets to give away, and we're going to do it in about 30 minutes. And it's Jeff Tate. Now, Jeff Tate, for those of you who know, is the lead dude for Queensryche. Now, remember Operation Mindcrime? No, most of us don't. But it's their seminal album from, they did it back in the, late 80s, I think?
Yeah, I believe so, yeah.
He's touring on the Mindcrime. For those of y'all who don't know what Mindcrime is, it's kind of a rock opera.
Yeah, so it's kind of weird.
I got some rock opera tickets from Jeff Tate to give away about 6:30. So hold on. A whole lot to do. We'll try to keep you busy on your way in this morning. And your green hangover. Don't mind that green stain on your cheek. That's just
it's just food coloring they put in the beer.
Coloring. You'll be all right. When that first pee goes out and you're like, holy crap, it's just food coloring. You're going to be all right.
You'll be fine.
We'll be right back. Hang around with us. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
On the northeast side, 35 southbound between Thousand Oaks and Randolph Boulevard, there's road work up. Only one lane is getting by. There is a half-hour slowdown from Topperwine. 35 northbound between 1604 and Olympia Parkway, construction has 2 right lanes blocked. It will cost you an extra 25 minutes from Thousand Oaks. I'm Rebecca Parker, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Rocket. Rocket is giving every home one address. Rocket.com, a single seamless home ownership platform to help you find, buy, sell, finance, even refinance your home. Everything you need, all under one roof. Visit Rocket.com, the new home for all things home ownership. Rocket, own the dream.
Hey, it's Adam from County Crows. Come out and see us on the Complete Suites Tour this summer. We'll be joined by our friends, the Gaslight Anthem. It's a summer butter miracle.
Guess I should.
Old songs, new songs. Come and hang with us.
Saturday, August 2nd, the SB at St. Paul Square. Tickets on sale now at thesb.com. Presented by ATG Entertainment.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
Progressive knows you've got enough to worry about in life.
Hi, it's your life again. Feel like another year is just slipping away? Yeah, remember all those New Year's resolutions you made? You still haven't finished the first book. Just 19 more to go. I mean, if we're being honest, it wasn't a very realistic goal. Have you ever considered that you intentionally self-sabotage? So, what's that about?
So, let Progressive protect your home and auto, because you've got enough to worry about. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Something amazing is happening in workplaces everywhere. Devices are learning how people work and adapting to help them get more done. That's because CDW is modernizing experiences with Dell's intelligent portfolio of devices. Thanks to built-in security and AI capabilities, your teams can work smarter wherever they may be. Dell and CDW. Make amazing happen. Learn more at cdw.com/Dell Client.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love, guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Progressive understands that bond between you and your boat. But imagine if something happened to it. Without the boat, you're just Tina with too much boat knowledge. Sure, it's helpful on the water, but with no boat, you're someone who talks way too much about knots, and no one cares what a jib is anyway. Boat Tina could get away with it because she has a boat. So make sure your boat is insured. Get Progressive, America's #1 boat insurer, and then go back to being you, Tina, who owns a boat. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. #1 rating based on boat market share data from ratefilings.com.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline Nasal Spray?
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline Nasal Spray.
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, the Dallas Cowboys have made a lot of moves, some kind of weird picks. What does Shereen Williams think about it?
She will join us at 5:15, plus the tournament officially starts today with those playing games.
Does it really?
Well, technically. They call it the tournament.
I guess.
Yeah, the Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
All right. Anybody who's ever had to travel in their line of work knows what travel delays can do to your life, to your schedule, to everything you have planned. I mean, you might have a meeting, but you might make the meeting. You might make everything professionally. Maybe you don't. But when you're dealing with flight delays, it just changes your life. Everything in your life goes, from your business to your personal, everything. Yep. Delays and just the hurry up and wait mentality that it's just so hard to adopt when you're traveling, and especially when you're dealing with an event like the NCAA tournament. North Carolina is already facing, a lot of criticism, and it's not their fault they got voted in. It's the committee that let them in, but North Carolina is the recipient of it because they're in. Most, not all, believe that they probably shouldn't have gotten in. And that goes. West Virginia was the team that felt like they would have been in. Everybody thought they were going to be in, but North Carolina took their spot, and they're mad. And I'm going to tell you a story about them in a second. But North Carolina yesterday, they're getting ready. They got to play tonight in Dayton. But getting from North Carolina to Ohio, with all the weather we've been dealing with the wind and the rain and everything, delayed things terribly. So they missed practice late. They got there late. Everything's wrong. Everything's bad. Now, last time we heard a complaint like this was Northwestern in the Big Ten tournament. Remember, Northwestern got stuck in a hotel without air conditioning. And the coach, you know what? They ended up winning the game. Coach came out and was furious. They ended up winning that next game. So he used it more as motivation. And I think Hubert is going to have to do that to get him going. But travel delays enough to ruin your life. Let me tell you, San Diego State, the team that North Carolina is going to play tonight, this is a team that is built on defense. They're old. They're rough-necked. This is San Diego State. It's what they do. This is a worst possible matchup, and North Carolina now is facing one more. As we go through the daily lines in the 9 o'clock, you might want to consider that as we look at our upsets and as we go through our brackets. Tonight's going to be a rough one for them. On the other side of that, as North Carolina goes, so does West Virginia sit at home. West Virginia thought they were going to get in. And as the North Carolina thing was going on, the esteemed governor of North Carolina is announced yesterday that they are launching, the state of West Virginia, the attorneys general of the great state of West Virginia, are launching an investigation to go and find out what in the Sam hell went on in the selection process and how they were left out. And the word nefarious activities truly was said. They're going to come. They're going to investigate the committee.
What?
Yeah, the governor of West Virginia announced yesterday that he is going to sick his bulldog of an attorney general to figure out where the snub came from. How in
Who
fact
got paid off?
And I quote, if there are any backroom deals, corruptions, bribes, or any nefarious activity occurred during such selection process, I put it to you, good sir, that there was some nefarious activities going on behind the scenes.
Welcome to the real world, buddy.
And I will not sit here and let you put West Virginia in this fine mountaineer state. We have recently rocketed past Mississippi in eliminating the number of cases of scurvy in our great state. And we're not going to allow you to leave our basketball program to play in that national invitational.
Amazing. It's ridiculous.
You know, I'm down with my governor being busy. My goodness. If our governor put our AD, our attorney general,
right,
this would be good work for him. I'd like to see him work in this area than some other stuff. It's a publicity stunt, but you know it looks good to the voters. It looks good to the voters, and I will say this: if you look at the history of West Virginia, this isn't the first time that they have gotten upset with the NCAA. In fact, they've actually been successful. They successfully the NCAA on the transfer eligibility rule a couple of years back. So they do have a history. They do have a way of getting under the NCAA skin. I don't think there's going to find anything, but you never know. You never know. Have you filled out your play-in brackets, or do you even do that?
I did that last year.
You know, the play-in to me isn't the tournament.
I didn't get I only got 2 games right.
We'll look at North Carolina should win. Let's not kid ourselves. They're playing San Diego State, but they are set up to fall. And Alabama State, St. Francis. Hey, what the heck, you know?
I'd rather bet on how many
I'll
one
give you the
seeds.
reasons.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to pretend I know much about these guys. I've got the insider scoop, and I'm going to tell you about that as we go through our brackets in the 7, 8, and 9. I'll tell you what you might want to look at. Tonight is just win or go home, right? But we're all looking to see what the upset is.
Yeah.
Coming back, let's talk some NFL. At 6:45, you want to hang around for this. Deion Sanders has a brilliant idea. And it's not the invention of the headset that will fit underneath the cowboy hat, which is something that's been long overdue.
Right.
It's an idea for what goes on in the offseason, the spring game. And it might actually be a fix to something that might, if not fixed, completely go away. We're going to talk about that at 6:45. But coming back, Houston resets the cornerback market. Is Minnesota going to bring in an old man? And is a guy who has been compared to a solar shingle going to move? All those questions could be answered soon. Next. We're glad you're with us this morning. And I'm going to give away some Jeff Tate tickets. Thanks for hanging around. Brigade Bar, sound off like you got a pair. I'm going to introduce you guys next. This is the Morning Huddle, and you're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
On the northeast side, 35 southbound between Thousand Oaks and Randolph Boulevard, there's road work up. Only one lane is getting by. There is a half-hour slowdown from Topper Wine. 35 northbound between 1604 and Olympia Parkway, construction has 2 right lanes blocked. It will cost you an extra 25 minutes from Thousand Oaks. I'm Rebecca Parker, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's Breakfast. Freshen up your morning with Wendy's Breakfast, like a breakfast Baconator, or a grilled sausage breakfast burrito, or even a Honey Buddy. Ready for a fresh wake-up call? Gotta be Wendy's. At participating U.S. Wendy's.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-499-9102. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-499-9102. That's 800-499-9102. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Progressive understands that bond between you and your boat. But imagine if something happened to it. Without the boat, you're just Tina with too much boat knowledge. Sure, it's helpful on the water, but with no boat, you're someone who talks way too much about knots, and no one cares what a jib is anyway. Boat Tina could get away with it because she has a boat. So make sure your boat is insured. Get Progressive, America's #1 boat insurer, and then go back to being you, Tina, who owns a boat. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. #1 rating based on boat market share data from ratefilings.com.
I juggle a lot. And managing constipation with belly pain from my irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, with laxatives and fiber isn't enough. My doctor recommended a way to get ahead of it. Then I said yes to Linzess.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
You know the Roo Pub is proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Jackson Hewitt wants you to save money on tax prep. We're saving money by having our intern rap in this commercial.
Don't stress, Jackson Hewitt's got expert tax prep, $149 or less. Yo, some tax guys lie about price. They got hidden fees, that ain't nice. Ain't nice. Don't ignore MC Kevin's rhyme, cause this deal's for a limited time. $149.
For tax prep that's $149 or less, hurry into Jackson Hewitt today.
No cap.
Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline nasal spray.
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
Hi there, I'm John O'Hurley. You know our pets are beloved family members. But sadly, though, there are so many dogs that get euthanized every day due to the lack of funding. To give them a chance at adoption, I invite you to support Puppy Food Bank. Thanks to generous donors like you, all of the food sent to pet shelters from Puppy Food Bank never comes with a bill. So please go to puppyfoodbank.org and make a generous, caring $15 donation every month. Your donation will absolutely save pet lives.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was gonna unclog itself. Green Gobbler, Let the gobbler get it.
Most of us go to the doctor when we're sick or need prescriptions refilled. But at the Institute for Functional Health, we offer a different and complete version of primary care. This means you will get the medications you need, but we will also put together a custom game plan to fix the root cause and allow your body to heal itself. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health, and we help people get off of medications. Call me for a free consultation, 468-1891, or online at iffhealth.com. You will experience a doctor's visit unlike any you've ever had. 468-1891.
Nigel, what are you doing with all this stuff in the break room? It looks like a farmer's market in here.
I'm changing my eating habits, embracing good quality nutrition with fresh produce.
Call Quarter Moon for your $58.99 AC inspection. For a limited time, just $58.99.
Nigel, that's a pretty impressive healthy salad you've assembled.
Thanks, Joel. Now step back. The grease is hot.
Grease?
Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC. 210-651-5899. License number TACLA 141074E and 16004.
This is Joe Reinagle. You're listening to the home of the Aggies, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, the boys are going to be back in studio today. I hope they're recovered from the Rue Pub last night. This isn't jive talking.
Oh, no, I clicked the wrong one.
This is, the Bee Gees are my guilty pleasure.
Yeah, this is on your playlist, isn't it?
Oh, I guarantee you. It's on. See, I only have one playlist, and I shuffle it. I just add songs. I've been doing it for 20 years, and this one is in the rotation. I don't listen to it when it's, when you have people in your car and your guilty pleasure pops up, you hit the next button.
Oh, yeah,
fast.
You're like, no, I don't want
I
you
don't want
to
people
know.
to know I'm listening to Wildfire.
Yeah.
You don't want me singing to jive talking.
You're embarrassed by your selection.
I'll throw down some Bee Gees alone, though. If I'm alone,
oh yeah. Well, now that your son left.
Well, no, I'm just like it's in the car.
Oh, okay. No, I'm talking about at home.
No, at home I don't care. Ain't nobody hear me. But in the car, I don't. You pull up to the drive-through. I don't want people hearing me. There's some song I don't want them hearing me.
This dude's all 70s,
throwing
man.
down, and I'm not just listening. I'm kind of
you're kind of grooving,
and I'm singing. I don't. So, if you're at the drive-through Whataburger, you're not going to hear that. I'm going to change it and turn it down.
You're officially
I only
old
listen to that with the window rolled up.
Yeah,
but it's loud when I do.
And to the 20-year-olds, you're the old people now.
No, I like to feel like I raised my kids right, because we'll be out and about, or this is where you know if you raised your kid right. You're at HEB, and you're walking down the aisle, and HEB, I don't know who their program director is, but they're pretty good with their music selection. I've heard some pretty good playlists that would have been on some college radio back in the late 80s. I've heard at HEB, so I'll give credit where it's due. There are times,
there's some bangers that pop on.
Been at HEB, we're like, oh no, they are not playing Parliament. Yes, they are. So
you could tell how old the guy is who programmed it.
Truth. And I'd be in the grocery store with your kid, and one of those comes on, and your kid's kind of bopping. You're like, you know what? I raised him right.
Yeah.
I did everything okay.
I just hate when my kids go, why are they playing all this old music?
No,
I'm like, but wait a minute. Like, come on. Like Lisa and all that. Nah.
Oh, have you seen a picture of Lisa?
Yeah.
The Cult Jam did not do her well. She's on tour now.
Yeah.
God rest her soul. I mean, I shouldn't say God rest her. God bless her. I look terrible. I look far worse than she does. But the sad thing about that is, when you're a star like that, you're forever locked in time.
Yep. You're expected to look a certain way for the rest of your life.
The saddest thing I've done in the last year was go see New Order in concert. Wow. One of the keyboardists walked out. He's bald with a Mr. Rogers cardigan on, and
it's not the same.
The backup singer's wearing like a moo-moo and curlers.
Same thing with Depeche Mode. You know, like you're expecting the new wave look.
These guys look like my grandfather. You're like, oh. You're supposed to stay young. I'm allowed to age. You gotta stay.
You still need to look like the album cover that I bought back in the 80s, or it's not going to work.
So weird. It's a sad reflection when I see all that. But you've raised them right. We're talking NFL, I promise. I didn't get to the real part of this West Virginia thing. I got sidetracked.
It's all right.
I'm getting back on a bike here.
Hold on. Watch.
Oh.
Yeah, see? Told you it was that mic.
We're dealing with some issues. So
yeah, we'll fix it.
We might be doing some adjusting. So pay no attention to the fuzz.
Yeah.
The North Carolina thing, there is a little side note to it. For those of you unaware, North Carolina is in the tournament. West Virginia is not. West Virginia, by their standards, and by most, believe they should get in by their wins and their Ken Pom and all the quad ones and all those other different metrics we use to let teams in. They didn't get in.
Right.
Governor of West Virginia is highly upset at that, believes there's a possibility, not a likelihood, but a possibility that there was some nefarious activity that went on with the selection committee. You know, the head of the selection committee, he is the North Carolina AD, and it turns out that if his team does make the tournament, he gets a $68,000 bonus.
Whoa.
Now, the way it's set up is if your team is in discussion and you're on the committee, whether you're the head of the committee or on the committee, you got to go leave the room and have a sandwich. You got to have a sandwich and kind of, go hang out and, as we discuss your merits. And then we'll come in and we'll let you know what the decision is, and you have no sway on that. Well, this guy's the head of the committee.
And who made that?
Who made him boss?
Right.
I think the committee voted him in there. But do you think West Virginia has anything here? And if they did, what would be the fix? Would you vote for a governor who said, you know what, I'm going to put my attorney general on today who, forget the civil rights and the crime and the corporate greed and the coal and the mining, and let's go and talk to the NCAA. Figure out if there's some nefarious activity. If you're the Minnesota Vikings, I don't see why there's any question here with Aaron Rodgers. I don't understand why they're even entertaining this.
Why is he still in the picture?
Well, yeah, why would the Minnesota Vikings even consider Aaron Rodgers? I mean, let's look at it just on its face. You drafted J.J. McCarthy a year ago. And by May, you were very comfortable with telling us this rookie was going to be your starter. You were pretty comfortable. Darnold was, oops, hope we don't have to use him kind of guy. And then McCarthy, by every account, played his way into being a starter. Now, I'll be the first to tell you, I didn't think he was going to be ready for it. I thought he was a functionary in just a very talented Michigan offense that just did enough. That's kind of the thing now. But I thought Minnesota had decided. So if they're still not sure, after a year of this injury, is the injury worse than expected? I haven't heard that. Or is he just, familiarity breeds contempt? Maybe you got to know him over the last year, and he isn't it. And a year ago, you thought he was. But I don't understand this. I heard, I want to give credit to who it is. I don't remember who it was yesterday. On the way home, Quentin, I believe, Q, saying if they go after Rodgers, it's malpractice. And I tend to agree. Why on earth would the Vikings go get him? That's the thing that's kind of floating and hitting the airwaves today. What's Minnesota going to do? If they're smart and playing coy, I don't even understand that. I don't understand even entertaining that. Let him go someplace else. And as the search for the franchise quarterback continues, you thought you had him last year. I'm really curious as to what changed your mind. Shefty is tweeting out yesterday that the Titans have pretty much made up their mind. Now, this is a negotiation ploy. Keep in mind, I believe this to the extent that the Titans' suits, the wherewithals, the suits, the higher-ups,
right.
Told Shefty that, hey, man, we're down. We've made our decision as to what we're going to do. And if we draft number one, according to Shefty, it will be Cam Ward. That, new GM there says, why wait? I got to have a franchise quarterback. I have the number one pick. It's never going to be a better time than now to go get what we hope to be a franchise. He ain't ideal. None of them are. But evidently that's what they're floating out to the rest of the football world. There's a reason why Tennessee has been average. And it's this kind of thought. Now, if this is a ploy just to up that number one's trade value, then your brilliance will be apparent when the deal is done. But if for 1 second you're entertaining Cam Ward or you name the other quarterback, and you're not going and getting a guy like Abdul Carter, there's a reason why teams remain average. I do get the sense, if I was a gambling man, and I'm not nearly as much as my pal that's not here, AJ, I would bet they trade this thing. I can't imagine going all in on my first year as the general manager on Cam Ward. Now, there might be enough there to convince you, but as much as I've seen, I think he's got a chance, but he is not the number one. And when you can get a game wrecker, and you see how much these guys cost in Abdul, it's going to cost you the same amount. But this guy can legitimately change one side of the ball, where a quarterback needs a little bit more. But you can go draft one defensive guy and take care of a lot of problems on one side of the ball, a lot of them. Where your quarterback is just the first piece in a puzzle that requires another 5 other dudes for him really to get you someplace. So when you have the number one and you can do that, it's going to be Carter. I think they're going to leverage this and probably end up with neither, which is okay if the Hall comes back. So in their history, though, that has not been the case. And you got groups out there like the Vikings who are actually entertaining the idea of Aaron Rodgers, so I guess anything is possible. Hey, coming back, there's a fix out there in college football, and there's one guy to do it. His name is Deion, and he has a plan. I'll tell you what that is next. Hang around. It's the Morning Huddle here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. How you feeling this morning? I hope you looked in the mirror and really appreciated everything you've seen, that you are the work of art that God intended. If that's you, carry on about your day and keep it to yourself. If you're like the rest of us, you're probably lagging a little behind, a little tired, a little slow, didn't sleep very well, ate too much sugar, and need way more caffeine than you should to get your day going. If that's you, you're probably overweight. And that overweight, well, that carries with it a lot of other things, the soreness in your joints, the snoring all night long, the brain fog because you didn't get into that REM sleep because you were snoring so long, the angry spouse or loved one because you were sawing logs all night long. You know what I'm talking about. When you wake up in the morning and your mouth is so dry and your dog's sitting in the closet because he's afraid of you, you probably got a problem. I want you to call Dr. Torres. He worked with me about 6 years ago. I didn't know I could lose weight. Really hadn't tried, and the few efforts I had made were dismal failures. He convinced me just to try a couple of things to alter my lifestyle, and the next thing you know, I'm down some weight, and it got good to me, and I went with it. This has not been the easiest thing I've ever done. It's been the best. I'm down 65 to 70 pounds. It varies, and I'm on my way down. Still work to be done, and I continue with this. This is a plan I'm going to stay with for the rest of my life. I am healthier now than I've ever been. I'm 59 years old. I am not on a statin. I'm on no cholesterol medications at all, thanks to Dr. Torres and what he taught me. If you want this, call him now. 210-468-1891 is the number. His website is iffhealth.com. He has worked with thousands of people just like you. If it's time, make the call, change your life, and come on by and thank me later.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is heading to Vegas, and you're coming with us. Join Jason and Joe from the Blitz at Circa Las Vegas for Mega March, March 27th through the 30th. Catch baseball's opening day and all of the hoops action at the world's largest sports book. Then take the party to Stadium Swing with 6 pools and a massive 143-foot screen. Book now at CircaLasVegas.com with promo code BLITZ and join us at Circa Resort and Casino. Sports, sun, spirits, and a sure bet for an unforgettable time.
The Basketball Madness headquarters is always at Twin Peaks, and the Blitz is live this Thursday and Friday to cover all the action.
This Thursday, we're at Twin Peaks Park North, and Friday, we're at the Westover Hills location.
Catch all the madness in the best seats in the house with the lovely ladies of Twin Peaks. Happy hour food and drink specials along with the frosty 29-cent drafts.
It's this Thursday. The Blitz is live 2 to 6 at Twin Peaks Park North, and then Friday, we're doing it again at Twin Peaks Westover Hills.
T-Mobile Home Internet is all about speed, value.
What you doing, Zach?
I'm rehearsing. There are so many benefits. You got to talk fast.
T-Mobile Home Internet ranks #1 in customer satisfaction for home wireless internet by J.D. Power.
Wow, you are good.
Try singing it. T-Mobile has price lock.
They won't raise your rate on internet.
Hulu and Paramount Plus on them.
On them.
Get T-Mobile Home Internet all in for just $55 a month with auto pay and any postpaid voice line.
Additional terms apply. For J.D. Power 2024 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
Don't let pain hold you back from living your best life. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arasti. At Arasti, we're dedicated to providing fast, effective relief from pain. Whether you've been dealing with a chronic discomfort for years or have recently suffered an injury, our goal is to help you recover quickly. Our treatment is all natural, non-invasive, and covered by most insurance plans. With convenient locations nearby, relief is just a call away. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
San Antonio, are you ready? The 2025 NCAA Men's Final Four is coming to the Alamo City. The NCAA Men's Final Four Fan Fest, presented by Capital One, brings fun for all ages. Fan Fest is a sports wonderland of interactive games with celebrity and athlete appearances, giveaways, and much more. Come ready to play April 4th through the 7th at the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center. The event is free for kids 12 and under, Capital One card holders, military personnel, and 2025 Final Four ticket holders. Visit ncaa.com/men's Final Four.
The Blitz is going to Vegas. Come along for an unforgettable Mega March weekend at Circa Las Vegas, March 27th through the 30th for opening day and the second weekend of the tournament. Thursday, March 27th, celebrate the start of the baseball season and watch all the games at the world's largest sports book, plus the ultimate March Hoops experience. Take in the action in the 6 pools and the 143-foot screen at Stadium Swim. Book now and use promo code BLITZ at circalasvegas.com and join Jason and Joe at Circa Resort and Casino.
Welcome to AT&T. How can I help?
Hey, I thought I could trust my twins with my phone, but they outnumber me, man.
Whoa, that's a lot of glitter paint. Let's trade
lives.
At AT&T, everyone can trade in an old or glittered iPhone, any year, any condition, and save on a new iPhone. Ask how to get iPhone 16 Pro on us. New and existing customers. Savings vary by device and trade-in combinations. Restrictions apply. See att.com for details. AT&T. Connecting changes everything.
When you switch to Progressive, you could save bundling your home and auto. Then you could put that money towards some of the surprisingly more expensive things in life.
Attention passengers, we've reached 10,000 feet and internet is now available for purchase.
I just paid hundreds for this flight, and you can't even throw in internet? I'll just take the free pretzels.
Sorry, but I do have snack boxes for sale.
I'm just gonna sleep.
In that case, we are selling pillows and blankets as well.
I'll just breathe. That's free, right?
Life costs a lot, so bundle and you could save with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
The tournament is here, and Total Wine & More is your slam dunk headquarters. Whether you're cheering courtside from your couch with crisp craft beers, smooth bourbons, or refreshing seltzers, we've got the perfect lineup to keep your watch party winning. And just like your bracket, we've got a lineup full of contenders. Whether you're picking favorites or going for bold upsets, our friendly guides will help you find amazing drinks for every matchup. With the lowest prices for over 30 years, you'll always find what you love and love what you find. Only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Hey, we need golfers. I'm calling you.
Yeah.
Not gophers, golfers. Hey, we're playing golf. If you look behind me, and thanks to everybody viewing via SA Sports Star in the YouTubes, if you're there, make sure you hit the thumbs up, like, share, and do all the stuff. But if you're looking, it says right behind me, registered today. I got an update from Nick. And see, we need to keep Nick happy because Nick, Nick Trey is
he's the ticket guy.
He is the ticket guy, the maven, the dude with all the ducats.
He's literally everyone's friend.
Yes.
Even if people that don't like him.
He's also over our golf tournament.
Yep.
And he sent out an email yesterday. We got room for about 6 teams.
Uh-oh. It's getting close. It's getting there.
So I'm just warning. People think I'm joking. The 3 days before the golf tournament suck because I get texts, I get calls like, hey, man, boss said I can do it. You got room for 4? If you're single and you're trying to find 3 others, just sign up. We'll find you the other 3.
Yeah.
And for the right amount of money under the table, I'll find you some pretty good handicaps.
Yeah, just like the selection committee.
I'm part of the selection committee. And look what I did for North Carolina, dude. He's golden. He's in and got paid. I can do the same for you.
Yeah, just without getting paid. Yeah,
I sound like one of the commercials that's going to be running. I could be my brother. You want to get in?
Yeah.
I can help. You want to win the golf tournament? I can set you up appropriately.
Yeah.
All I can do is lead you to the water, though. You got to swing your clubs. But we do want you to sign up. Go to sasportstar.com for all the deets. Hey, I promised you some Prime news. We'll talk about the fix to college football and all things wrong with the game. Prime has that for us. The Spurs went down last night. That was not unexpected, but what went down in the game was it should have never happened, and it's a blight on our permanent record. Hey, keep your record clean. Hang with us. We'll be right back here on San Antonio Sports Talk.
Riding the work with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. It's the Morning Huddle, KTFM Floresville.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. If you have a spicy side, Taco Bell now has a menu to match. Taco Bell's new caliente sauce made with red jalapenos is the spicy side of Cantina chicken. Try it today, only at Taco Bell. At participating Taco Bell stores for a limited time only, while supplies last. Contact store for availability.
Eczema flaring up again. We have good news. Exoderm. If you or someone you love suffers from eczema or dermatitis, get Exoderm, the common sense answer for eczema. This stuff really does work. Exoderm contains the #1 doctor-recommended ingredient in a clean hypoallergenic cream with no harsh additives. Take back control of your eczema with affordable, fast-acting Exoderm Flare Control Cream.
Exoderm. It's in the first aid aisle of your local drugstore, supermarket, or big box store.
Calling all snack MVPs, it's time to huddle up with Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds, the low-carb, high-protein snack with a flavor-packed crunch. From sea salt and cracked black pepper to hot honey, sweet barbecue, and more, these bold bites are ready to tackle your crunch time cravings. Find your flavor playbook at H-E-B and make every bite count, because when it's crunch time, there's only one snack you need on your team: Southern Recipe Small Batch.
Get ready to play in the street. Ciclovia returns to the Broadway route on Sunday, March 23rd from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. This YMCA of Greater San Antonio community fitness event takes over the streets for cycling, walking, and safe, healthy fun. Visit ciclovia.org for more details. The Gomez Law Firm has been San Antonio's trusted law firm for 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us today. Jose, tell us about the cases you all specialize in.
We do ride-sharing cases, we do 18-wheeler cases, work injuries. We will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you or your family have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, you need to visit joegomezlaw.com. Call the Gomez Law Firm at 736-4040.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small, loud or quiet. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love, guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Hello, gentle relief, without the harsh side effects, with Miralax. It works naturally with the water in your body for constipation relief. Find Miralax today at Walmart. Use as directed for occasional constipation.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was gonna unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-499-9102. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-499-9102. That's 800-499-9102. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
When you switch to Progressive, you could save bundling your home and auto. Then you could put that money towards some of the surprisingly more expensive things in life.
Attention passengers, we've reached 10,000 feet and internet is now available for purchase.
I just paid hundreds for this flight, and you can't even throw an internet? I'll just take the free pretzels.
Sorry, but I do have snack boxes for sale.
I'm just gonna sleep.
In that case, we are selling pillows and blankets as well.
I'll just breathe. That's free, right?
Life costs a lot, so bundle and you could save with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Huge delays on 35 southbound between Thousand Oaks and Randolph Boulevard. These are down to one lane. It's from construction. There's an hour and 15-minute slowdown from FM 1518. 35 upper level northbound after Brooklyn. You've got a wreck in the right lane. You're stop and go from I-10. 281 southbound at Hildebrand. Watch for a stalled car. It's blocking the median. I'm Rebecca Parker, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
The Spurs traveled to Los Angeles last night and fell to the Lakers 125-109. They were paced in the loss by Steph Castle with 23 points. The NCAA tournament begins tonight, kind of. It's first night for the NCAA tournament. Games you can catch live on San Antonio Sports Star. At 5:30, we've got 16 seeds St. Francis playing Alabama State, followed quickly by 11 seeds North Carolina and San Diego State. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center brought to you by Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss. Synergenicshealth.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Morning Huddle. Gather around. We got a bunch to talk about. I know you're waiting for something else, but I ain't screaming too early. I'm Rob. AJ in the hole. He's on vacay somewhere on the western coast.
He was at a zoo, I think, wasn't he?
Did he hit the zoo? I was not on the socials last night, but when in San Diego, you got to go to the zoo.
Yeah, you got to go.
And he is vacay with the fam. He'll be back on Thursday. He's missing out on a meeting today we're having about 11 o'clock. We're going to discuss with the folks from the Valero Texas Open all the happenings that are coming up. You know, we got the VTO and the Final Four in San Antonio on the same weekend. Mm-hmm. We're the center of the sports universe, baby. The whole world looking at our little Alamo City. Pretty good. Hey, man. Gussy up, slick up. We got company coming to town. To get here, you're going to have to win through the tournament. We'll talk about the brackets going off tonight. Don't forget the play-in. We got them here. I teased it, and I do want to get into it because the Spurs went down. We're going to get to the Spurs in a second. No front headline, the Spurs lose to the Lakers. How they did was interesting, and they let something happen last night that is one of the unforgivables, one of those sins that once committed you can't take back. It happened last night. I don't know what we're going to do to get over it, and we'll talk about it in about 15. Prime time, Coach Prime with Colorado. When you get past all the puffery and the hyperbole and all the things that Deion is, you get to a good coach and a guy who understands probably better than any other college football coach today what college sports is. He might have ushered in the era. He might have just knocked on the door at the right time. But modern college football is coached by Deion Sanders and that type of person. And that's good because he understands that to be a modern athlete is to be a product, to be a brand. Now, to be a successful brand, you got to win. You got to be good at it. But once you're that, you are far more than just an athlete. And that goes to your private life. everything that goes along with it. Deion's been a part of it, and I think he has mentored those star athletes that he's been around to be and understand their place. Now, if you're not a Deion Sanders type athlete, I think it's a little different. I think he doesn't quite understand you. But if you are a player of merit, of note, of consequence, he thoroughly understands the psyche and does a great job coaching and mentoring and getting these guys up. We've seen the product in his sons and Travis Hunter. But the modern NCAA environment is so different than it was just a couple of years ago, and a prime example of that is the spring game. The spring game, it's traditionally been the closeout of spring practice, the establishment of who are the ones and the twos going into summer and two-a-days and all of that that's coming in June and July. And it's a chance for the alumni and the benefactors to the program to show up for a weekend of festivities and get to know your players and your starters, and let's head our way into the summer full speed ahead, ready to go win a conference and a national title. That's the idea. But the spring game has died because coaches are now afraid of their players, one, being showcased so that they can be plucked away, and two, finding out that they might not be a starter and just flat out wanting to leave. Now, they'll give you a bunch of other examples, but at the end of the day, it's about preserving your own, protecting them, building a fence around them, and not letting anybody see them. And one way to do that is just don't play the spring game. And that makes sense. I don't think the spring game in itself matters all that much, but it is part of the college football landscape. And in the spring, in towns like College Station, and to some extent, well, to a great extent, Austin and Happy Valley and Baton Rouge and Columbus, and you name the football town, that spring game matters. To everybody owns a hotel, everybody owns a restaurant, everybody that has anything to do with the program. This is like a football weekend in the spring. It's what keeps you through the summer when half your town population leaves. It's weekends like that put money in the bank. And the Chamber of Commerce, they care about this crap. It matters. Well, Deion's got a fix. Maybe in the spring, we don't play each other. We pick another team, and we play but a spring football game against a chosen opponent.
That could be a fix, yeah.
Well, there's certainly money in it.
Well, there's always money in it.
I mean,
yeah.
And then I've watched.
Always about the money.
I've watched controlled scrimmages. I'd much rather, as a coach, and I think most about every coach would agree, they'd much rather have 40 controlled snaps than 40 in-action game plays like the spring game. I think it furthers your program. You still have a game, kind of. You got a reason to show up, but you also have some competition. Deion says, by the time we get to the spring game, we're tired of hitting each other. And I want true competition to foster the growth of my team, and I'm sure my opponent coach would want the same. But the fact of the matter is, it ain't about that. I can figure out who my ones and twos are. It ain't that hard. It's about what the spring game represents, and it's a way to keep that thing flowing. Would you guys buy a ticket to that? Would that be a little bit better than going and just kind of patting each other on the back and kind of establishing what ones and twos are, what the starters look like? Is that something that would keep it alive? I do believe it is. Now, Deion's just trying to pad his pocket. He gets a little cut of the ticket sales. But at the end of the day, if college football is radically changing, I do think this might be the answer to the problem of hiding your players. Now, that can't happen. We can't do this until one other thing is done, though. We're going to have to lock these players in. We're going to have to find a way to ensure that before I set foot on a field where other teams can look at my guys, that these guys can't leave, that they're in for the year. And once we get that done, and that shouldn't be that hard. The way that's going to happen is just going to happen naturally once the money is freed for the university to pay the kids, and that's around the corner. So once they do that, they'll be signing contracts, and they'll be locked in for at least a year, maybe two, and we'll figure out from there. And then you can go play your games and not get poached. But once you do get back to that, do we really want to go back to that kind of thing? Or hey, man, the cash cow is open, the spigot's open, let's make some more money and play a televised football game? Or at least something akin to it. That's Deion's idea. What do you think? You can sound off on the brigade bar. And if you like it and agree with me, we might be able to give it away. You want to do the Jeff Tate tickets?
Yeah, let's do the Jeff Tate right now.
I promised it enough. Let's do it. Operation Mindcrime. It's not just a record. It's a rock opera. And if you want to go see Jeff Tate, it'll be here on March the 29th. Jump on your respective device and dial 656-3776. Vic Brown will answer, and if you're caller number 5, he will tell you that, and you will be going. I've got Cavalera tickets to give away in just a couple minutes. They're going to be at the Aztec, and that'll be 3 days sooner. You want to go? Hang around. The Spurs lost. That's no crime, but how they lost is just about completely unforgivable. We'll talk about that and the rest of the NBA next. Hang around. I got more tickets and more fun. This is the Morning Huddle on 94.1, San Antonio Sports Star. You know, Arasti providers are all around San Antonio. You hear us talk with Dr. Jason Garrett a lot. He'll be with us tomorrow. You know, their specialty, what Arasti does, their stock in trade, is getting folks out of pain. You know, so many of us live with those daily aches and pains that just kind of keep us out of life, and they never go away. And in fact, they steadily get worse. We don't realize they're worse because we've been living with it for a long time. Until finally the day comes where you can't do something you want to do. Don't live that life. Arasti providers are all around San Antonio. They're ready to get you fixed and get you fixed fast. They accept most insurances. And here's the deal. You don't even need a referral to go see an Arasti provider. You just need to call them right now. The number is 1-800-404-6050. The website is arasti.com. If you're looking for a provider, there is a map on the website. It'll show you where one is. I'll bet there's one less than 10 minutes from where you are now. Now, it's what they do that really is the secret. See, this is not about invasive treatment. It's not about pills or medication to dull or hide the pain. It's about the problem getting physically fixed by your Arasti provider. And it's funny, you fix the problem, the pain goes away. I'm a classic example of this. I've had lower back pain most of my adult life. Man, a lot of miles put on the track. And I would just twinge up. You know what I'm talking about. That seize where it just grabs you. I didn't know what caused it. I just knew when it hit me, it'd be a month on my back. Well, I went into an Arasti provider for the very first time, and you know what? It wasn't my back at all. That was the symptom. The problem was my hamstrings. They fixed the problem. The back issues have gone away for the most part. And when they do come back, the Arasti providers told me how to get out of it, taught me how to get out of it. I want that for you. Call them today. Don't let pain keep you from doing things that you love. There's a fix out there. It's Arasti. Let them take care of you, and when they do, come on by and thank me later.
Listen all this week to The Blitz to win tickets to see the Counting Crows at the SB. Saturday, August the 2nd, the Counting Crows, the complete suite store, comes to the SB. Tickets are on sale now. Go to thesb.com. Win tickets to the Counting Crows with special guests, the Gaslight Anthem from 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Hi, I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you've made the decision to divorce, you need an experienced attorney who can help. I've helped many people get through divorce, custody, child support, and alimony problems. Call me. I'm attorney Steve Benke.
210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
The Blitz is going to Vegas. Come along for an unforgettable Mega March weekend at Circa Las Vegas, March 27th through the 30th for opening day and the second weekend of the tournament. Thursday, March 27th, celebrate the start of the baseball season and watch all the games at the world's largest sports book, plus the ultimate March Hoops experience. Take in the action in the 6 pools and the 143-foot screen at Stadium Swim. Book now and use promo code BLITZ at CircaLasVegas.com and join Jason and Joe at Circa Resort and Casino.
When you switch to Progressive, you could save bundling your home and auto. Then you could put that money towards some of the surprisingly more expensive things in life.
Attention passengers, we've reached 10,000 feet and internet is now available for purchase.
I just paid hundreds for this flight, and you can't even throw an internet? I'll just take the free pretzels.
Sorry, but I do have snack boxes for sale.
I'm just gonna sleep.
In that case, we are selling pillows and blankets as well.
I'll just breathe. That's free, right?
Life costs a lot, so bundle and you could save with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without
asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter? Right? And the best part? They accept Discover. Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer. Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times. Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants? These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
The most exciting weekend in college basketball starts here. Don't miss the 2025 State Farm College Slam Dunk and Three-Point Championships. Witness the nation's top dunkers and sharpshooters battle it out live in person. One epic night of unbelievable skill and electrifying energy. Thursday, April 3rd at the Frost Bank Center. Tickets are going fast. Secure your seats now at Ticketmaster.com. See you April 3rd for the State Farm College Slam Dunk and Three-Point Championships. The most exciting weekend in college basketball starts here. One night, pure action. Don't miss it.
Oh, by the way, Ivan's no longer on the project. His wife got a new job, so they're moving across the country.
Robin's top researcher is deviating to a new market. This isn't standard.
And now we're short-staffed. Who's gonna finish all these projects?
She needs a cluster of new data analysts, and there's no margin for error.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Put our matching platform to work so you can spend less time searching and more time connecting with talented candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
When I wake up
The best mornings
in the morning light,
start with Wrangler.
I pull on my jeans and I feel alright.
Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
If you miss the Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you miss this.
One good thing about guys, right? I feel sorry for women. You know, because guys can pee anywhere. Women, it takes a little more effort.
If they got to go bad enough, they can go behind the car.
Well, they can.
Squat down by the wheel.
You got to make sure that there's nothing in the way. Yeah. Pretty happy about that. Pretty happy I don't have to worry about hiking anything up. You just whip it out. Go to town.
Right home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Eric Johnson.
Yeah.
He's a prodigy, I've been told.
Yeah, a prodigy?
Yes. Hey, congratulations, Ken Anderson. He's going to see Operation Mindcrime, for those unaware.
And we have tickets tomorrow and I believe the rest of the week. Yeah.
You've ever gone to a rock opera, Vic?
I've never have, no. It'd be cool to go to, but I think the older I get, the less I want to go anywhere.
Every time I read anything about, something like this,
yeah,
I always just think back to Spinal Tap.
Oh, yeah.
When they wrote their rock opera about Jack the Ripper. Called it Saucy Jack.
Which they found the guy through DNA. They actually found the real Jack the Ripper.
Did they? Have we figured out who the hell it was?
Yeah, through like what is it? 2-3 generations of great.
Oh, so they figured out it might be somebody in the family?
Yeah.
Ah, so that DNA will get you. That's why I'll never do the 23andMe.
I know, me neither.
I don't want to know.
Yeah.
I don't want to find out that my grandfather did something weird.
Yeah, my skin.
I don't want to know.
My skin's brown, and I'm diabetic, so I'm Mexican. I don't need to
I
have a DNA tell me that.
Zero desire to find out that I'm what?
Yeah.
No matter what that is.
You're German.
Well, I mean, whatever it is. I just don't want to find out that I had a great-grandfather who was
yeah.
dipping his wick elsewhere. I legitimately had a good friend who was doing the whole family tree stuff, and found a whole other family up in Waco. Like,
what?
Yeah, that his father had had a whole thing. Oh, no, it was a grandfather, had a whole other thing going up.
Yeah.
I don't want to find that out. But, there is that off chance that you have a billionaire oil.
Oh, it could
you might
be.
find out
Yeah. Let's see, you're related to Jones? Really?
Or the other side might be, so you're related to so-and-so. He could be the smiley face killer.
Oh, yeah.
You could find out you're kin to a serial killer, which might lead to its own financial opportunities. He was a quiet man. We never knew.
He could be part of the book deal.
Yeah, you'd see me on Lifetime being interviewed. Yeah. Who knew? He spent a lot of time by himself.
My wife did that. She found out she had a sister about 2 years ago.
See?
Yeah.
I don't want to find out.
Long lost sister. Yeah, she didn't know, and her stepmom did some DNA thing, and that's how she found her. So you better watch out.
Does she have any money?
No, but she is about 5'1", 5'2", and a firefighter in California.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. She can be a regular firefighter because she's too short, so she's a volunteer firefighter.
She just fights
Yeah.
little fires.
Yeah, she
brush
fights
fires instead of forest fires.
Right.
She just gets the short flames.
Yeah, but it's kind of cool how
send her to Kansas.
how that happened. Yeah.
Let her fight the low grass. Let the tall ones stay in
the
California.
yard. Yeah, put the fire out in the yard.
A couple of weird things happened in the NBA last night. I don't know which was weirder. Because the Spurs committed a sin unlike I thought I would ever see from this Spurs team, though I'm not surprised. But I was also watching another game late in the evening that was delayed by a fan who got sick on the court.
Oh, man,
and so,
I don't want to hear that.
So it was the Knick game. I think it was the Knick game. I know I saw Mikal Bridges standing on the sideline. Well, Tracy Morgan sitting courtside. And if you haven't seen the video, it's an NSFW if you are squeamish in the least. He blows chunks on the court, the likes of which.
That is awful.
Man. I'm a grown-ass adult man. I haven't vomited in public in a long time. I mean, like, no one has seen me vomit
no. I think
in
maybe
40 years.
Maybe in my 20s probably was the last time.
And I want people to see, if you're 19, people should see you vomit.
Yeah, and it was outside the Bonham, too.
Yeah, you're amongst, if you're vomiting alone at 19, we got other issues. But you're back in the day, you did it. You puked in public. You spewed. You hurled.
Yeah, and then you got better and you drank some more.
Yeah, you spewed, you rallied, and went back to work. Yeah. Well, Tracy Morgan, a grown-ass man, just obliterated the court. That was as bad as a Saturday Night Live skit. They had to stop the game and go bring in a hazmat crew.
Ugh. Imagine the smell.
Well, they didn't have, my elementary janitor at Five Palms Elementary would have showed up with that coffee can full of sawdust.
Oh, yeah. Or cat litter.
Whatever. I think back in my day, we didn't have cat litter hadn't been invented.
Oh, okay.
And they would show up with this like red, like vomit dust. I guess it was made specifically for this, and just kind of sprinkle it on the puke, which happened every day in elementary school.
Yeah.
And then they just kind of sweep it up and carry on. The NBA, boy, they had to stop the game, suit up some dude, and if you're dealing with Tracy Morgan puke, you got to get it off the court before it eats through like alien acid.
No, the acid will eat through
spit.
the wax.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Tracy Morgan puke is like alien spit.
Ugh.
It just eats right through. So they had to stop the game, exit the crowd.
What was the reason they gave? Why was he sick?
He's Tracy Morgan. I don't know. I can't imagine what and how much Tracy Morgan would have had to imbibe to get him sick. I imagine that over the many years of Trace being a star, he's taken it to the limit more than once. I hope it wasn't like bad clams.
Oh, like I said, the smell would be horrific.
Oh, Tracy Morgan, the toxic puke. Well, they're going to have to shut this whole building down. We're going to have to evacuate. We're going to have to end it. And as bad as that was, A bigger sin was committed in Los Angeles last night. And it wasn't the loss. Spurs are going to lose a bunch of games, even to bad teams. That's expected. Austin Reeves ripping you apart? Well, we could question that. But at the end of the day, the one thing you can't do as Spur, as a defensive, as a professional, as a man who has any pride at all, as a professional, well-paid athlete who has worked and strived since you were 5 to get on the court, there's one thing you can't do. And that's let Bronny James hit a 3.
I know, and it was all net, too.
You can't let that happen. I mean, play for pride. You let Nepo baby hit a 3. You let the least talented guy in the NBA get a bucket. There is nobody less qualified in all the world. And you let that guy hit a 3. Yeah. That'd be enough for some, in my day, you'd hear your coach on the line. It's time to do some horses.
They ran for that.
I mean, my gosh, I can't imagine, dude.
Y'all let Bronny score, now run around
Time
100
out.
times. Yeah.
Time out. If he was within 5 feet of me, his first points that night would have been a free throw.
Oh, yeah.
And he'd have had to try to figure out whether he wanted to take those free throws. And I'd have been paying a fine. You're not scoring on me. You let Bronny score on you. Remember yesterday, it was the day before, he was getting heckled in the crowd, and his comeback was, your chain is fake.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Just to get in his head.
Yeah, that really got me, Bronny.
So what if it's fake?
Yeah, that really cut me to the quick. You really showed me my chain is fake.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? He showed us. He had 3. We pull up a box score. Who did Bronny outscore last night? Who gets to go home and say, guess what happened to me? I got to play Bronny's kid, and he scored 3 points, and I didn't
score any.
Let's see. Who got in the game and scored less? At least everybody who played for the Spurs outscored him. So at least we had that.
Yeah.
So it could have been worse. He could have outscored somebody on our team. So at least we outscored as a team Bronny individually. We didn't outscore the Lakers. Austin Reeves went bananas last night. On the other side, I'm not going to talk negative about the Spurs. Heck, we all know it's over. Steph Castle is yet again continuing to prove he is the roadie and played a really good basketball game again last night. It's just there's zero defense being played and really no attempt to even get after it. That was a makeup game yesterday. And, yeah, yesterday at some point I must have said we were at home, and I got kind of sidetracked on it. We weren't at home. We were making up for that fire game against the Lakers. They got the Knicks again tomorrow night, but we're not going to pay attention because it's tournament time. We got a couple of those games going off tonight. Let's start looking around the brackets when we get back. We'll give you the rundown, the odds-on favorite. Are you one of the 10 million or so that have put in your brackets? How many do you do? We'll look really closely at the East bracket starting the next segment. We'll kind of work our way around the country. We'll give you some interesting numbers and some guys to look forward to, especially as Spurs fans looking at a mid-first round couple of draft picks. I've also got Cavalera tickets coming up just on the other side of the break. Papa Roach will very quickly follow, and the culmination of all this March Madness will be right here in San Antonio if you want to go see the college slam dunk and the three-point shoot on April 3rd. I got tickets for that, too. Vic, anything else we got to give away?
No, that's it. That's all we got for today.
How's everything in there?
Sounds everything's good.
Is it safe to pull a ripcord and
I don't know if my keyboard will make it.
And leverage this show?
Maybe. Yeah, go ahead.
Is it safe to? Yeah. All right, let's pull a keyboard. Let's pay attention to these fine sponsors. We'll be back around the corner talking some college hoops. Hang on. This is the Morning Huddle, and you Lucky Devils are on 94.1. This is San Antonio Sports Star. You know, those of us that have a Connecticut water softener live a different life from you folks. And we call you. We talk about you when you're not in a polite company like us. We look at you funny because we know when we go to your house, your glasses are all cloudy. And we know when we wash our hands, we're going to come up with that stuff that dries them out. You get those dry elbows. And we look sadly at your dog dish and all that white flake on the dog dish. We We don't feel sorry for you. We just say bless your heart because there's a fix out there. It's Connecticut. Connecticut water softeners are designed and built in the United States. They got the awards to prove their quality. And they've got the folks like me who've had them for as long as they can remember to talk about them. So why don't you have one? Well, maybe it's been a couple issues. Now there's some fixes out there. If you've endeavored to get a Connecticut, if you're in the market right now, there's no better time. If you'll call 656-PURE today, you can have a Connecticut in your home for the next 90 days to prove to you how good it truly is, to take some things off your mind. You know, when you get a Connecticut, you don't even plug it in. It works off kinetic energy. It doesn't work until you do, which means when you turn on the faucet, that's when it works. You don't get those weird cycle through things. There's no motherboard to break. It's not going to suck 1 kilowatt of power, whatever that might be. And you're going to save on salt. Now, what goes on in your home really matters. That stuff that you used to see in your dishes and feel on your hair, that goes away. And on top of that, if you take advantage of the 90-day deal and you buy one, you're going to get $400 at least or so. There's money in your old water softener up to that. They'll give you some money for that. They got great financing going on right now for a year. And also, they got a little loan, a little extra. If you'll take advantage now, they'll throw in one of those reverse osmosis drinking stations that you put up by your sink. I had to pay for this thing. You'll get it free. It's ready access to all the perfectly clean, perfect water that you get in the water bottles. You'll never need a water bottle again. So how do you take advantage? It's easy. If you call 656-PURE today, they'll come out and get it all taken care of. If you need more details, I know I would. Go to ConnecticutSA.com for all the deets, but listen close. There's been no better time to ever go get a Connecticut. It's the thing you need for this part of the world. Call Connecticut today. Let them take care of you. And then you can come on by and thank me later.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
On the northeast side, 35 southbound between Thousand Oaks and Randolph Boulevard. You've got road work up. Only one lane is getting by. There's an hour and 27-minute delay from FM 1518. You might think about using Wurzbach or Nacogdoches or even Lookout to get around a little faster. 35 northbound at Schertz Parkway. A stalled car is blocking the right lane. You're slow from Pat Booker. I'm Rebecca Parker, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. Eat Lux your way with the new $5 Classic, $7 Supreme, and $9 Discovery Lux Craving Boxes from Taco Bell. At participating stores for a limited time only. While supplies last, price of participation varies. Drinks excludes freezes. Tax extra.
Hunger striking, snack time calling, it's crunch time. Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds brings you the boldest protein-packed crunch you can't resist with mouth-watering flavors like hot honey, sweet barbecue, and sea salt and cracked black pepper. Why settle for chips when you can level up your snacking game? Plus, they're low-carb, high-protein, and made for adventurous appetites. Score big flavor today. Grab Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds at H-E-B.
Nigel, what are you doing with all this stuff in the break room? It looks like a farmer's market in here.
I'm changing my eating habits, embracing good quality nutrition with fresh produce.
Call Quarter Moon for your $58.99 AC inspection. For a limited time, just $58.99.
Nigel, that's a pretty impressive healthy salad you've assembled.
Thanks, Joel. Now step back. The grease is hot.
Grease?
Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC. 210-651-5899.
License number TACLA 141074E and 16004.
It's Truck Month at North Park Chevrolet in Castroville. Get 2.9% financing for 72 months on 2025 Silverado 1500s and $10,000 off MSRP on Silverado heavy duties. Buy a new 2025 Equinox posted at $24,999 or $40,999 for a new Traverse. Plus 2 years of no-charge oil changes and car washes. Together, let's drive at North Park Chevrolet. 10 minutes outside Loop 410 in Castroville or at npchevy.com. Must qualify for financing offers. Call 830-355-2107 for full price and offer details.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio where I've practiced for more than 30 years. And San Antonio has really grown since I started practicing law. The risk of injury in a car crash today is greater than it's ever been because every day we're forced to share our roads with 80,000-pound 18-wheelers and some truly dangerous drivers. If you or a family member is injured in a car crash, know this. The insurance companies are mobilized against you. They have highly trained adjusters and a long roster of attorneys with one job: pay as little as possible. Their techniques are extensive, and I believe you have zero chance of obtaining a fair recovery on your own. If you're involved in a car crash, you need to hire an attorney as soon as possible after the collision and before you speak to the insurance company's adjusters. Now, I do not have a comic book nickname. I do not call myself the Law Eagle, the Tiger Lawyer, the Law Chupacabra. I think the practice of law needs to be taken more seriously. If you've been injured, call me, Jason Thompson, for a free consultation. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400, or my website, alawyerforus.com.
Vivid Seats is your ultimate destination for basketball and hockey this season. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every one-timer and buzzer-beating 3 live and in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Don't miss out. Visit vividseats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Welcome to AT&T. How can I help?
Hey, I thought I could trust my twins with my phone, but they outnumber me, man.
Whoa, that's a lot of glitter paint. Let's trade
lives.
At AT&T, everyone can trade in an old or glittered iPhone any year, any condition, and save on a new iPhone. Ask how to get iPhone 16 Pro on us. New and existing customers. Savings vary by device and trade-in combinations. Restrictions apply. See att.com for details. AT&T. Connecting changes everything.
Guys, if you're not feeling like yourself anymore, testosterone therapy or TRT may be the answer. Look for the VIP treatment with the TRT experts at Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss. With over a decade of TRT experience, book your appointment at synergenicshealth.com.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-444-2013. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-444-2013. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-444-2013. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds, too. Call 800-444-2013. 800-444-2013.
Get ready to play in the street. Ciclovia returns to the Broadway route on Sunday, March 23rd from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. This YMCA of Greater San Antonio community fitness event takes over the streets for cycling, walking, and safe, healthy fun. Visit ciclovia.org for more details.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Spring Golf Classic is back. And it's all about having a great time. Grab your buddies and ladies too. Hit the course for a fun, laid-back day of golf, laughs, and a little friendly competition at the Golf Club of Texas. Monday, April 14th. It's just $120 a player or $400 for a foursome. A solid deal for a day of good times with your crew. The Spring Golf Classic benefits the Pan American Golf Association. But don't worry, this isn't some and PPL Motorhomes. After you've crushed it on the course, join us at the Hangar Bar and Grill on Potranco for the ultimate after party. Cold drinks, great food, and good times with all of your buddies. So grab your spot, grab your crew, and tee off for a day of unforgettable fun. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
This is Jason Minix, and you're listening to the home of the Texas Rangers, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Huddle up. We got a lot to talk about. You want to go see Cavalera? You think that was like a misspelling? Do you think it was Calavera? And they went, no, that's too obvious.
Or that...
it's too obvious.
Yeah, either that or it was copywritten. They had to change it.
Yeah, we can't name it Skull. It's too easy.
Yeah.
Make them think about it. Cavalera. Aren't they? They're Portuguese, right?
Yeah.
Maybe that's how they write that stuff in Portuguese.
And then that's just a translation.
You know, AJ hates the Boston accent, finds it repugnant. And I, for the most part, do too. But Portuguese, to me, is right there with German as the most difficult language to listen to. A lot of Hawkins, a lot of
yeah.
If you want to go see Cavalera, Tell Vic what Deion Sanders wants to do with his spring football game. If you know that, you get to go see Cavalera. What is Deion and the University of Colorado? What's his idea for fixing the spring game? If you know what it is, call Vic right now, and he will gladly give you a couple of tickets. Well, he won't, but somebody will. He'll just be the go-between. Yeah. They'll be at the Aztec Theater, a fine venue, on March the 26th. That's less than a week away. What does Deion want to do with the spring game? We're talking brackets. I saw where there's over 10 million brackets already in. I asked yesterday how many brackets you're going to do. I only do 3. But I keep getting invites to get into other people's tournament. So, but, you get to the point where I put out so many different brackets, I don't know if I'm going to win or lose. And every game, I probably have both sides on it, and it loses all the thrill. Auburn comes in as the number 1 overall seed, but as we sit right now, Duke is the odds-on favorite. If a team wants to come out of the East region, they're going to have to be able to score points. The East is the offensive region. You got Duke and you got Alabama. Alabama's the fastest and highest scoring team in college basketball. Nate Oates has got a squad, and if Duke's going to go down, it'll be due to a team like this. After 1 and 2, man, you can go down to brackets. This is the chalkiest bracket of all of them. I don't see a whole lot of upsets. Now, there's a couple of potentials there. If I'm Mississippi State, I'm a little worried in that round 1. Wisconsin, they score a lot of points, but what I saw from them in that Big Ten title, I hope they took their vitamins and rested up a little bit. BYU and VCU, it's a battle of difference. You got BYU, who likes to get up and down and score a bunch of buckets, though they haven't been very successful of late. They did go into Iowa State and get a good win. VCU is going to try to shut you down. It'll be a battle of the difference. And that an 11 beating an 8, that's possible, but I don't see the winner. A 3 beating a 14 or vice versa. I don't see either one of the 4 getting out of that quadrant alive. St. Mary's, Vanderbilt. St. Mary's is favored, though. I like Vanderbilt in this one. Not a lot to really be concerned about till you get versus 1 versus 2, which is basically where I think it's going to head. The Midwest and Houston. When you think of what Kelvin Sampson has done over the last couple of years, it is absolutely a transcendent thing, considering they joined the Big 12 and owned the conference. They joined the Big 12 that had Kansas, that had Baylor, national champions both very recently. Houston steps up in weight class and rekindles a program that had been dead for a long time. Now, dead in the sense of Final Fours and Sweet 16s. And now they're back with really, they put out NBA guys, but this is not, they don't do it the blue blood way, and I love that. They're more about the name on the front than the name on the back, and that'll always be Kelvin Sampson. And there's 2 teams, I talked about it yesterday, that no matter what, you have to give them a couple of points because they play a style, them and Rick Pitino's St. John's team. Now, a lot of other teams play hard-nosed basketball. There's only 2 teams in the country that can go 8 deep doing it and can literally take you out of any kind of offense you want to run. Now, both St. John's and Houston can get upset by size. They can get pounded down low, but the size has to be active. It can't be stiff. And if you got some movement up down low, you can beat them. But I don't see too much trouble with Houston. But the one problem with Houston is you cannot rely consistently on one dude offensively. And if they do lose, that'll be why. It won't be because they give up a bunch of points. It'll be because they don't have the dude to go get the bucket. And that's been a problem with Houston for a long time. Looking down through of course, the game that we're all watching is tomorrow, Texas and Xavier. Kentucky could shoot your way in or shoot your way out. You're not sure if they're the one that's going to go down. But the odds are telling us that, again, this is going to go completely chalk. You guys hear that buzz? In the South, I took a lot of abuse yesterday for mentioning that Auburn might be the most likely candidate, though the most, the number 1 overall seed, to go down. And it's not so much about the quality of Pearl's team, because that's as good a team that Bruce has ever put together. John is great, and their point guard is worth a watch. They've got everything required. They look like a team that will be hindered by health. That just the effort that they had to put out for the last 3 months, I'm not sure they've got a lot left in the tank. They staggered through the finish. They lost to an A&M team that was, it was a knife fight. Neither team could shoot, and A&M was at home. But they did lose to a team that was also staggering. That's the one question you have with Auburn. Upsets to watch for. We've already talked a lot about A&M and Yale. I think people are backing off just a little bit after looking a little bit deeper at Yale, that A&M might have taken away a little bit of that steam, that early upset talk in the South, but they're still the most likely candidate. We're going to have Andrew Monaco on tomorrow to talk about those Fighting Texas Aggies. Watch Marquette and New Mexico. That's going to be the best game in that bracket. I think the winner of that game will probably make it to the Sweet 16. They'll take out Michigan State, whoever it might be, and could very easily take out Ole Miss, will be the highest rate, or Iowa State on that other side. So pay very close attention. It's hard for me to pick against Shaka, but I like New Mexico taking down Marquette in that 7-10 matchup. Not an upset, but a great basketball game. Maryland, Grand Canyon, take Maryland all the way through. Drake is everybody's upset favorite in that bracket. Missouri's not going to let that happen, unfortunately. That is not where the upset's coming. Drake, they'll be everybody's odds on. They have been for the last 2 days. Everybody's favorite underdog. They got a Missouri team that has been unheralded all season long. And they do exactly what Drake does, but they're bigger and better doing it. How many brackets are you going to fill out? You got a family or friend that are going to get one in? Is there a penalty you're going to do? We're going to talk about that. But we got some more NBA talk to get to on the other side. The Spurs went down yesterday, but the winning streaks are still popping. We're going to look around the league, see if vomit was a problem. We're also going to give away Papa Roach tickets in just a couple of minutes. AJ's in the hole if you're wondering where he might be. He's on vacation right now, and Vic just ran out. I think there's an issue going on in the parking lot with our animals. We see what has happened over the last couple weeks. For those who are not paying attention, is we've got a cat problem. In that AJ keeps feeding stray cats, and now we're up to 3 and 4. And somebody came and knocked on the door. I hope everything's okay. But this morning, there were more. We're inviting friends now on what has become kind of a charitable venture here for San Antonio Sports Star. We're home for wayward cats, and I think there might be an issue as I lost my producer as he ran outside. I hope everything's okay. What? Okay, we're going to be good. The 8 o'clock hour, when we start looking at the NFL, and as free agency goes, the Dallas Cowboys have very thankfully gotten kind of quiet in preparation for, we hope, a Micah signing. What is imminent there? We're getting a clearer picture on the draft order. Shefty told us yesterday that, at least in a tweet, that it appears that the Tennessee Titans have rounded in. If they are holding the number 1 pick on draft day, they're going to take Cam Ward. And, the search is never ending for your franchise quarterback. They do have a brand new GM, and they are in the search for a quarterback, but they have available a couple of vets and Abdul Carter and a couple of teams that are chasing a Cam Ward or maybe a Shador, I'm not sure. But I think the first salvo was offered. I don't think Tennessee truly wants to draft Cam Ward, but they will. I don't think they would like to. I think that they see the faults that most everybody else sees in Cam. Still a first-round draft pick, but maybe not a number 1 overall. And especially when you're dealing with the likes of an Abdul Carter and a team like Tennessee that needs just about everything. And there's really not a clock ticking in Tennessee. They're going to start a process that they're going to be relatively free to move about and do the things they need to do to get better over a couple of years. So I don't think that there's a real clock, but you don't pass up on a quarterback, and they tell Shefty that's going to happen. I think that's more of a signal to the Giants. If you want them, you're going to have to offer something. If Cleveland is thinking something crazy, they're going to have to offer something. But I don't think Tennessee has any desire to draft Cam Ward. But given where they sit, they're going to kind of have to if they keep that number one. I wonder how much it would take. For me, it would be a boatload, because if you're willing to trade up for him, you're willing to offer a fair amount. It looks like the New England Patriots have kind of told us where they're going with their draft pick. Now, Travis Hunter is viewed, at least in their minds, as the best cornerback and the best wide receiver in this draft. And they don't really need a cornerback. But they're talking about Hunter as a wide receiver. I like the idea of New England taking him, because I do think in that situation, in that place, there's enough freedom of thought, at least from a guy whose presence is still felt in that building, to play a guy where he's best, and maybe we'll get a little bit of both. I don't think you take that in the first round. I think you get part of a little and not enough for a whole. You know, to be a jack of all and a master of none is not an overall unless you can find enough snaps for him, and I just don't think the NFL wants to put him in that situation to play 60 snaps, 30 on each side of the ball a game. I don't think that benefits anybody. But I do think what New England is thinking, it might be what most NFL teams are thinking. Everything good out there, Vic? Yeah. We haven't lost a cat? Nah. Everything good? Never good when you see your producer run out with anything.
No, I just had to go to a restaurant.
Oh, that's what it was. I thought we had cat issues out in the parking lot.
Well, the cats are still there, actually. They're waiting. Yeah, AJ spoiled them. Well.
You want to go ahead and do we have anything to give away before we head out into the great abyss of the 8 o'clock hour?
Let's see. I have an extra pair of Cavalera. And
that's what I thought.
Yeah, and Papa Roach.
Let's give away those Cavalera tickets now before I forget. At 9 o'clock, we're going to have our coaches back on. There's a high school all-star basketball game coming up on Sunday. It is a full-day event celebrating all of San Antonio's high school schoolboy action. Both ladies and boys will be represented. We're going to have a couple coaches representing the boys coming on at 9 o'clock. Two legends around our city. Both of them playoff coaches. Coach Brewer is going to join us from Alamo Heights. And Coach Rudy Bernal from Antonian will be joining us just after 9 o'clock. We're going to talk about the state of high school basketball, and they're going to get their insight onto the basketball tournament. And more interestingly enough, when we have them on, I'm going to be curious as to what the recruiting process feels like to coaches in this modern era. Those guys are coaching D1 type athletes. What does it look like from their perspective in the changes? Should be an interesting conversation with two San Antonio high school legends. That's going to be just after 9 o'clock. Right before our News of the Weird and our Daily Line, so you don't want to go anywhere for that. Well, let's give away those Cavalera tickets right now. We got just a couple more to give away, so get on your phone, 656-3776, 656-ESPN. What did Bronny do last night that the Spurs should never have allowed? If you'll tell that to Vic, the first one to tell us what Bronny did, that was a permanent mark on the Spurs defensive record, if you know what that. Give Vic a call and let him know he's got Cavalera tickets. We're going to give away Papa Roach tickets just on the other side. College slam dunk tickets. We got high school basketball coaches. We got all kinds of stuff coming up. And then we also got some vomit on a basketball court to be a part of it. So, you got a full and exciting day. Last night was that kind of brief gap that we all get as sports fans in between the conference tournaments, and we got the play-in games tonight, whether you care about them or not. I think most people are going to kind of dial in, but it's the brackets the thing. We're just going to kind of fill in that before we turn in our final brackets. We're going to pay attention to it. The Spurs snuck in it was the fire game from the Lakers a couple weeks back. They took a quick jet out to take on the Lakers. No LeBron. Luka didn't have a great game. Austin Reeves kind of paced him. The Spurs, I will give them this. Their offensive numbers are up. And I don't know if it's just because the possessions are up and they're just getting more because, quite frankly, they're not playing any defense and they're pulling the ball out of the net and starting fast breaks. But I will say that Steph Castle is I'm trying to find the right words for it. He's growing into a really good lead guard, and I love watching what he's doing without De'Aaron Fox there. He is getting a little bit more room to breathe, more time on the court as that lead dude, and he is growing into it spectacularly. I'm not saying there's a problem on the horizon that we got two dudes that want to play the same position, because that's not the case, because we're watching Castle grow into this. Offensively, I think credit needs to be given. The Spurs are getting to the point where they can't shoot, but they can score, and that might be enough coming next year. But as we go through the tournament, pay real close attention to the real deficits that the Spurs have. Defensively, somebody to help along with Victor along the front line. And shooters. There's so many great shooters going to be coming out. Now, they're not first-round, second-round draft picks. They're free agent types. They're the undrafted FAs that end up in Austin. But this year, as we watch all these old guards finally come out of college, there's a lot to be had. More than you might think. And on the other side, in the 8 o'clock hour, I'm going to give you a list of some guys that the Spurs should be paying attention to, that look like mid-level draft picks, that might give you a reason as Spur fan to watch some college basketball, just to do some scouting, like our scouting department, because there's some diamonds that we're going to get an opportunity to kind of look at. The first one will be tomorrow that you might not have heard of, and we'll tell you who that is in the 8 o'clock hour. We have a winner, Jose Rodriguez. Congratulations. You have your Cavaletta tickets. Yep. Now, were they just here, or is this just the same show? Are they rotating back through?
I think it's the same show.
Same show?
Yeah. It's just getting closer to it, so we got to give away what we have.
We're just filling the room.
Mm-hmm. It's March 26th at the Aztec Theater.
Yeah, I wish I knew more about them. I'd much rather go see a Queen's Reich show and a rock opera.
Yeah, they're a little hard. It's kind of like Anthraxy.
Yeah, that's what
there's only a few songs or a few bands that I like that. But
not one of my guilty pleasures.
Yeah.
Not one of those that I'm singing at a stoplight. I'm not barking into this.
Oh, yeah. No, I wouldn't mind listening to this at the light, but something that you don't listen to when you have family in the car.
Yeah, that's just not. The Houston Astros, this is just a quick hitter for you. The Framber Valdez is going to be your opening day starter for the 4th consecutive year. Framber. The Rangers' name there, too, is Nathan Uvalde. It's hard to believe we're almost there. And Framber, to those that are paid, those are a lot as expected. It's going to be we need a fully healthy and functioning Framber for a lot of innings this year. This isn't that modern baseball. We need innings. Eat them up, Framber. Opening day just around the corner. Hey, 2 hours in the hole, just 2 hours more to go. Wash off that green ink. Welcome to March 18th. It's turning day. We got play-ins and a little bit of free agent activity. Let's talk some NFL on the other side. This is the Morning Huddle here on 94.1. This is San Antonio Sports Talk.
You're locked on the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radio.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get 60% off. Free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off.
Davis Law Firm secures important verdicts and settlements for Texans hurt in a car, truck, or 18-wheeler wreck. Many in the millions of dollars. No case is too big or too small. And remember, there's no fee unless we win. So if you want more, call the Fours. Davis Law Firm San Antonio, 444-4444.
Hey, Rob Thompson here from my friends over at Prize Picks. The second half of the basketball season is here. The race to playoffs is on, and there's no better time to get Prize Picks because the money, it's heating up. 1,000 times your cash, Taco Tuesdays, and the way they pay, let me tell you. Prize Picks offers Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard for quick and easy deposits into your accounts. There's no better way to get started with Prize Picks than right now as basketball season ends. And here's the best thing about Prize Picks is you can combine different leagues leagues. You got a favorite in the pros, you got a favorite in the college. You can put them together to really maximize your bets. And remember the code Alamo. Remember, you download that when you sign up today. There's money to be had. No better place than Prize Picks right now. As the basketball season winds down, go for the place to get the best cash with your favorite sports. That's Prize Picks. You know what you're doing. Go play. In fact, go run your game.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com. Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Some people just know they can save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first at 888-ALLSTATE or allstate.com. Like you know to check you have gas first before road tripping through the desert.
Empty? Seriously? Maybe I can walk.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So if you want to save money, check Allstate first at 888-ALLSTATE or allstate.com.
Maybe I can't.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Terms apply. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
T-Mobile home internet is all about speed, value.
What you doing, Zach?
I'm rehearsing. There are so many benefits. You got to talk fast.
T-Mobile home internet ranks #1 in customer satisfaction for home wireless internet by J.D. Power.
Wow, you are good.
Try singing it. T-Mobile has price lock.
They won't raise your rate on internet.
Hulu and Paramount Plus on them.
Get T-Mobile home internet all in for just $55 a month with auto pay and any postpaid voice line. Additional terms apply for JD Power 2024 award information. Visit jdpower.com/award.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Construction delays continue on 35 southbound between Thousand Oaks and Randolph Boulevard. Roadwork has you down to one lane getting by. It's an hour and 40 minutes from FM 3009. You might want to use Wurzbach Parkway as a faster way around, or even Nacogdoches or Lookout. Highway 90 westbound at Hunt Lane, there's a crash in 2 left lanes. I'm Rebecca Parker, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
The Spurs traveled to Los Angeles last night and fell to the Lakers 125-109. They were paced in the loss by Steph Castle with 23 points. The NCAA tournament begins tonight, kind of. It's first four night for the NCAA tournament. Games you can catch live on San Antonio Sports Star. At 5:30, we've got 16 seeds St. Francis playing Alabama State, followed quickly by 11 seeds North Carolina and San Diego State. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center brought to you by Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss. Synergenicshealth.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Nope, not going to happen.
What?
That'll happen Thursday. It's the Morning Huddle. Everybody gather up. We got stuff to talk about. I'm Rob. AJ in the hole on vacation. I'll be back on Thursday. 6 o'clock his time. Maybe I'll call and wake him up.
Yeah.
Passed out on the beach. I saw him, yesterday. He was at the San Diego Zoo.
Man, I haven't been there in a minute.
Hey, with spring break, I imagine our local zoo's busy. And while I'm thinking about it, this is for my benefit, but also for yours. If you're waking up right now and you're dealing with spring break, and today's the day that you're taking the kids, the family, the neighbors, whoever it might be, to Fiesta, Texas, just a friendly reminder so I can get home in a normal time. You don't have to take the La Cantera exit. The sign that says La Cantera and Fiesta, Texas, if you're headed on I-10 North, don't take that exit. Take the next one. If you'll go past the La Cantera exit and take the Camp Bullis exit, trust me, I live out there, you can take the turnaround and bypass what is possibly right now, at least between the hours of 10 and, say, 1, and then the closing time at Fiesta, Texas, the worst intersection in San Antonio, where you're going to be sitting literally on 10 waiting to get through the light. 3, 4, 5 cycles to get through this thing. Don't do it. You're blocking up my way home. Take the next exit. Go double back. You'll save 45 minutes, and you won't be in my way, which is really all that matters. And you'll save all kinds of time. This is one of those little insider things that San Antonians, those of us that have been here a minute, we got to start telling other people because they're getting in our way. All these weird lights. I had an Idaho tag in front of me, left brinkler, right brinkler. They don't know where they're going. We need to tell them that, there's a difference between Military Drive and Military Highway. That Nacogdoches exists in 2 entirely different places. Inside the loop and outside. They're 2 different places. We need to tell them these things so that when we give them directions, they know where the hell they're going and they're not in our way. Because come on, San Antonio. Let the tourists sit in the traffic light. Beat them to the place. Let the Turons, as we used to call them, sit in the red light. You go double back. Act like you've been here before and double back, scoot right in and let all those foreign plates park way out in the back. You'll get in there. You'll be riding all those new roller coasters much quicker than they will.
You're all upset with road rage.
I'm driving home and suddenly my Waze is, like I've lost power on a jet fighter. I got whistles and beeps and there's no reason to be slowed down other than people trying to get into Fiesta, Texas, and that whole intersection is jacked up because they're redoing I-10 and 1604. Just bypass it, get in the left lane, and go to the next exit. It's about 1.5 miles up there. Don't get scared. You won't have to go through a single red light. You'll take the turnaround, and you'll go directly to the Fiesta, Texas entrance. Do that. Get out of my way. That's all I ask. Because I seem to be getting out every day from work at the exact moment that most of San Antonio's decided they got to go to Fiesta, Texas. Too long. And really all that matters is me. I thought spring break was over, by the way.
Oh, no, it's about, depending on what schools it is, but it's usually about 2 or 3 weeks.
I remember when that mattered.
Yeah.
When spring break really was a thing in my life.
In our day, it was like Catholic schools were before public schools.
Well,
we had them on 2 different
The good thing about Catholic schools and parochial for the most part, Catholic and parochial, we'll throw them all in.
Okay.
In the spring, there are so many holidays. When you start getting around Easter, that for those of us that were, I'm Southern Baptist. I raised 2 fine Catholic kids going through private Catholic schools. You pay tuition, and then for the months of like March, April, and May, it's like every Friday and Monday they're off. There's another saint's birthday or holiday.
Oh, yeah. But we had Mass once a week. But
of course. What am I paying for? I paid for 5 days a week. But no.
What, did you complain?
He said, sure.
I know. You were like, oh, you're home again?
Yeah, and write the
check.
You're
home again.
Oh, and by the way.
The tuition's due.
Got another tuition due and another T-shirt to buy.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of private school folks going, yeah, I get it. So just take the next exit. This is just, and if you have any other helpful hints about getting around San Antonio, let the new folks know. And we're all better off for it. We used to make you earn it. When you moved here, because we didn't, people were always moving to Austin. And if you were here, we were laying low, hoping nobody noticed us. And now everybody's getting here, but we're not very good at passing on how to be a San Antonian. And there should be like a welcome book that
stay out of our way.
Well, there's just little things like if you've moved to San Antonio You shouldn't be allowed to drive the downtown area for 2 years until you've been here for 2 years. The thing about downtown San Antonio is one-way streets turn into two-way streets, then back into one-way streets. We know that. The new folks don't. So we let them downtown and just let them drive. They don't know what the hell they're doing. You need to be here for at least 2 years before you're allowed to drive down there. Now, we should find a way to move them around freely. I don't want them not to go downtown. I just don't want them driving. That way, those of us that know downtown can go park.
Oh, that's the worst. I avoid downtown for that reason.
Yeah, you know why? It's all the new foreigners that are moving in down there. We want them here to pay for our new stadium. I don't want anybody not to come.
Right? Yeah. I get it, but I just won't
get out of our way. That the intersection is just too much. There's like 3 lanes blocked trying to get in, and all you got to do is go turn around. That's just one of those things I'm trying to help you, our listeners. See the Spurs last night, they had a late-nighter. They went up into L.A., making up the Fire game from a couple of weeks back. They go down 125-109. Austin Reeves, 30 points. We're getting kind of what we expected from Luka in the trade. He still hasn't really found his niche. But Austin Reeves has certainly stepped into the void with Luka down. It was a better played basketball game than some from the Spurs, but they did commit one unforgivable sin. They let Bronny James hit a 3 late in the game. That alone, that just tells you where we are.
Shame.
You know, at some point, have some respect for yourself. When he walks on the court, everybody looks at each other like anybody but him. I'm not letting real chain Mepo baby get 3 points on me. Now, the good thing,
the team manager do it than him.
Seriously.
Yeah.
I would much rather have the team manager. You've seen the team manager from McNeese State get an NIL deal?
Yeah, I saw that. Like, where did that come from?
So I'd much rather let the team manager come out and beat me than Bronny.
Then Bronny come out and score 3.
Than this kid.
It was all swooshed.
Daddy ball. It was a nice shot. I'll give him some credit. But that's the one thing you can't allow. The moment he comes in.
He's cursed forever, isn't he? Just because he's, I guess you can say, what is it, privileged? And,
he's a Nepo baby. He was born to it. He was born on third base.
Yeah. And he's had training since he was, 3?
Yeah, and the kid was actually talented. It's just the principle of the thing. In fact, when he comes in, I don't care who's sitting on the bench. Like, Steph, go in there and make sure he doesn't score. Blake, Wesley, before we release you and move you on, go in there and make sure he doesn't score. Malachi, there's one thing.
Don't give him an open.
I'll buy you a beer tonight. Don't let him score. That's just, you can't do that. You can't allow that to happen.
He's cursed.
Speaking of NIL deals, Cooper Flagg with his injury, with that rolled ankle. He is the odds-on number 1 pick, odds-on Naismith. Well, he and John Broome. But it's easy to say he's valuable. Now, Duke, over the years, there's always been a little bit of question about how these super high blue chip players land where they do. And when Zion Williamson landed at Duke, there was obviously a bidding war. He came out of South Carolina. Everybody wanted Zion. And after he signed with Duke, there were some crumbs that fell in the news, and this is pre-NIL stuff, about a lot of money that had been funneled through Duke and that had gone through, this is all alleged, no proof.
Okay.
That had gone through his mother, and he had signed with an agent, and there was all this. So Duke's always been pretty good at making sure that their players were taken care of. I never doubted the fact that there was some help, some financial help either given to them or family. And that's, they're making money for the schools. I've never had a problem with it. But now that you can actually evaluate and give a price point, the NIL opportunities for Cooper Flagg sit right now They assume it's right at $4.8 million. And that's the second highest valuation amongst college athletes. You know who's higher?
Who?
Arch, up in Texas.
Really? That's the next highest?
Well, Arch Manning's valuation is at $6.5 million. That's just above Miami quarterback Carson Beck, transferred in, just took $4.3 million. Cooper Flagg is pegged at $4.5. That's this year.
Okay.
And there's two things in play here. One, even though he's hurt, they expect him to play, but even without him, Duke currently is favored to win it all. So that team is pretty good. Right. But as we get closer and closer to the end of the year and we're getting toward the draft and the lottery, there's going to be more and more questions as to whether, if it is indeed the Wizards with the number 1 pick, or Charlotte, or name the possible number 1 pick.
Right, yeah.
Cooper could forego the draft. Could say, I'll stay in for another year and live off what will probably double his NIL. I would expect if he decides to play at Duke, there'll be a GoFundMe set up, and they'll pay him $8 to $10 million. Yeah, I know I would. Yeah. Would you take that? Man. Would you stay?
I mean, it's a win either way.
Well, it's a win. It's a short side. It's a short-term win. I shouldn't say sided.
Okay.
Because, Arch said, not Arch, Quinn Ewers told us, or at least rumors were, that there were some other schools that were offering upwards of $8 million to stay in college and come play for them and forego the draft. And he said he wants to go pro. Well, right. you can decide what's true and what's not in this world. I just can't imagine somebody turning down $8 million to play college football for another year. But that's something else. Everybody's got their own goal. But I think we could come to a situation where we'll have our first. And that'll be a player turning down the number 1 overall pick, the 3-year deal in that race to get the second Supermax, to take $8 million and stay. And I think once he does it, more will. And that will help keep guys in college. It'll keep this kind of stuff that's coming up from March Madness a lot more interesting. But you wonder how the NBA will react to that. Do they now go one and done just because now we're losing them to college, which I think would be the immediate reaction. Yeah. But if Cooper decides to stay, all bets are off. And as a Spurs fan, we want him to stay. As a college basketball fan, we want him to stay.
Yes.
As a Charlotte Hornet, Washington Wizard, Chicago Bull, you don't want him to stay.
Yeah.
You want him to come on out.
You want him available.
And the thing is, as we talk about the stars or at least the players over the next couple of days that you might not have heard of, that could fall into the orbit for the Spurs, it's not even Cooper Flagg. We all know who he is. It's their big center. If you're looking for a reason that's compelling above and beyond watching Duke play, minus Flagg and watching all the stars, it's watch their center. This got a kid named Maluch. He's got like a 7'8" wingspan and is built and trained to play the kind of post that the Spurs need. If you need a reason to watch the tournament and you're only an NBA guy and Flagg's not playing, man, I'm a big fan of his and others. We'll tell you who the other guys to look for over the next couple of days and look through the brackets yet again. Get some betting favorites, maybe some money that can be made tonight on the daily lines at 9:15. We're talking more high school and college basketball just after 9 o'clock. A couple of legendary high school coaches are joining us just after 9 as we get ready for the San Antonio Sports All-Star basketball game brought to you by Valero. It's going to be out at the Northside Gym on Sunday. We'll tell you how to get tickets and have them on. But we're going to get their insight on the tournament, what they see in the modern basketball world. Should be a great conversation. Don't miss it when you get a chance to talk to two legends like we will have just after 9 o'clock. Let's leverage their insight and wisdom and maybe help us win a little bit of money. So they're going to be just after 9 o'clock. I got Papa Roach tickets to give away in about 15 minutes. That's reason enough to hang around. Hey, let's look around the NFL world coming back. Where is Kirk Cousins going to go? How badly does Cleveland want him? And Jameis Winston might have a suitor. You're going to love this. Hold on tight. NFL talk coming. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Listen all this week to The Blitz to win tickets to see the Counting Crows at the SB. Saturday, August the 2nd, the Counting Crows, the complete suite store, comes to the SB. Tickets are on sale now. Go to thesb.com. Win tickets to the Counting Crows with special guests, the Gaslight Anthem from 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I'm going to tell you about Carbach. Oh, sweet, sweet Carbach. How I love thee. If you are looking to upgrade your beer game, Carbach can do that. If you're tired of drinking the same old, you want something a little more flavor, a little more pop, Carbach's got that for you. If you're looking for an IPA, you want flavor? Oh, man, that Hopadillo, that is in your face. And very hop forward, very intense hop flavor. And if that's too much for you, no big deal. That's their flagship IPA. But right now, they've got Hoplectic, which is a seasonal that they've got out that's way more balanced, a little more tamed, if you're into that. If you're not a hop guy, you don't go for IPAs, that's all right. The Love Street, that's their best seller. That's their Kolsch-style blonde ale. And, of course, me personally, I'm a fan of the Bachs. I like Crawford Bach, I like Johann Sebastian Bach, and I like Ziegenbach, all three. Two of those are Carbach beers. You can decide which ones. Either way, Carbach's got something for everyone, friends, and they're all over San Antonio. They've prioritized this market, so you're going to find them in the liquor stores. You're going to find them in your grocery stores, but more importantly, you're going to find them out at bars and restaurants. So when you're out and about making things happen, go ahead. You're watching these tournament games. Go ahead and ask your bartender, please make it a Carbach.
The moment you find out you're pregnant can be very exciting. Knowing what to do and how to get started can also be overwhelming. Healthy Start is here to help you know what to expect. You should see your doctor in the first trimester to reduce the risk of a premature birth and for a healthy pregnancy. Healthy Start is a free program that offers support and resources while you're pregnant and for your baby's first 2 years of life. For more information, call us at 210-207-4725. Get the help you need to give your baby a healthy start.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio where I've practiced for more than 30 years. And San Antonio has really grown since I started practicing law. The risk of injury in a car crash today is greater than it's ever been because every day we're forced to share our roads with 80,000-pound 18-wheelers and some truly dangerous drivers. If you or a family member is injured in a car crash, know this. The insurance companies are mobilized against you. They have highly trained adjusters and a long roster of attorneys with one job: pay as little as possible. Their techniques are extensive, and I believe you have zero chance of obtaining a fair recovery on your own. If you're involved in a car crash, you need to hire an attorney as soon as possible after the collision and before you speak to the insurance company's adjusters. Now, I do not have a comic book nickname. I do not call myself the Law Eagle, the Tiger Lawyer, the Law Chupacabra. I think the practice of law needs to be taken more seriously. If you've been injured, call me, Jason Thompson, for a free consultation. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400, or my website, alawyerforus.com.
Hi, everybody. It's Joe Reinagel. You know, now is a great time of year to get your roof inspected and ready for our crazy spring weather. Be it hot, cold, rain, or hail, who knows what Mother Nature has in store for us this year. Call Stevens Roofing at 210-785-0994. You know, your roof protects your home and your family. A quality roof overhead means comfort, confidence, and certainly peace of mind. Now is the time to get your roof ready for spring. Call Stevens Roofing at 210-785-0994 or go to stevensroofing.net.
What's that sound? That's the sound of Downy Unstoppable scent beads going into your washing machine and giving your clothes freshness that lasts all day long. There it is again. It's like music to your ears, or more like music to your nose. That freshness is irresistible. Let's get a Downy Unstoppables bottle shake. And now a sniff solo. Nice. With Downy Unstoppables, you just toss, wash, wow, for all-day freshness.
The most exciting weekend in college basketball starts here. Don't miss the 2025 State Farm College Slam Dunk and Three-Point Championships. Witness the nation's top dunkers and sharpshooters battle it out live in person. One epic night of unbelievable skill and electrifying energy. Thursday, April 3rd at the Frost Bank Center. Tickets are going fast. Secure your seats now at Ticketmaster.com. See you April 3rd for the State Farm College Slam Dunk and Three-Point Championships. The most exciting weekend in college basketball starts here. One night, pure action. Don't Don't miss it.
When it comes to finding great deals on suits, timing's everything. And now's the time, because Macy's semi-annual suit sale is here. Save 40 to 60% on new suits and blazers from Calvin Klein and Michael Kors, with performance suits starting at $99.99. And if you need advice on the perfect fit, Macy's free personal stylists are here at the store and ready to help. If you need a new suit, there's no time like the present, because the Macy's suit sale won't be back until the fall. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Eczema flaring up again. We have good news. Exoderm. If you or someone you love suffers from eczema or dermatitis, get Exoderm, the common sense answer for eczema. This stuff really does work. Exoderm contains the #1 doctor-recommended ingredient in a clean hypoallergenic cream with no harsh additives. Take back control of your eczema with affordable, fast-acting Exoderm Flare Control Cream.
Exoderm. It's in the first aid aisle of your local drugstore, supermarket, or big box store.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, the Dallas Cowboys have made a lot of moves, some kind of weird picks. What does Shereen Williams think about it?
She will join us at 5:15, plus the tournament officially starts today with those play-in games.
Does it really?
Well, technically. They call it the tournament.
I guess.
Yeah, the Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You're locked on The Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime!
Steph Castle's already wrapped up on the Rookie of the Year by most measure. Peyton Pritchard looks to have already sealed the deal with the 6th Man of the Year. We have a Defensive Player of the Year that, Wemby isn't going to qualify for because he won't have enough games. But we know who it was. Now, who's going to get it? Go Bear. We'll figure that out. Yeah. But now we're looking at the chase for the MVP. And it's a 2-man race. It's the Joker and Shea Gilgeous. And you wouldn't be wrong choosing either. You got biblical numbers coming from Joker, 30, 20, and 20, man. What he's doing is crazy. Nate Thurmond-esque, at least over the last couple of weeks. And the numbers aren't stopping, and there's nobody even close. And Shea Gilgeous is just ripping off 40 a night. Draymond Green on this podcast yesterday said, how about co-MVP? And we've had it in the past. He said Bron would have won 6 or 7 more MVPs, but we get tired of greatness, so we feel like let's give it to somebody else. But, we start getting into just and fair. But is that fair to those that are truly great? We just don't give it to them because we're tired of it. I used to do a lot of work with the Spurs pre- and post-game. And post-game, whenever we would give Player of the Game awards, we had to name the award Player of the Game, not name Tim, because every night Tim was the best player on the court. It was just, that's what it was. You didn't want to give it to everybody, to one guy every night. So that's kind of what happened. Maybe it's the MVP not named Shea, MVP not a Joker. But the fact is, is that okay with you? Or should there be just one? I really don't care. I think I like the idea of the competition that I didn't get it last year. I'm going to go get it this year. But there is the fact that in 25 years, when all you are is the numbers on a page and a couple of video highlights, that the status that you had earned, you didn't get. Like, Bron's going to be considered a legend and a GOAT or GOAT 1A, whatever it might be. But one of the things that would help tilt that in future arguments is the number of MVPs that you have. And it's not his fault that Joker had a great year, despite the fact that LeBron was still the best player in the world. Whenever anybody else won a title, or won an award, we were just tired of him. So we have Coes. If you're a fan of either, probably not. If you're a fan of both in the league, absolutely. But I kind of like the idea of there can be only one. Seems kind of millennial to go co. You're all worthy. We'll share an award. And right now, to be honest with you, I'm glad I'm not a voter because I don't know who I'd vote for. You could justifiably and look people in the eye and go, I flipped a coin. I honestly didn't know. There wasn't one that outshone. They're so far ahead of the rest of the pack that there's really no question. And maybe that over time should be signified, that these guys were so far ahead. And I'll put it to you, I think if they were competing against, if it was those two having the year they are now and what Jason did last year, I'm not sure they wouldn't be again. They are that much further ahead. I don't know whether I agree or not. I'm going to go ahead and say I don't. I think we choose one and let the loser suck on the sour grapes. Now, one might care more than the other. I don't think Joker gives a damn either way. And quite frankly, Shea Gilgeous doesn't either, which is why I find this so intriguing, because these guys just do it for it. They've already qualified. They're already getting as much money as they can possibly be paid. This is nothing other than for your own personal glory, one thing to notch on your bedpost. This is just one more. And if it was something like, sometimes I felt like, and it might not be true, like LeBron needed to have the MVP. He had to have it to justify who he was. I don't think Luka or Shea care at all, and that's why I care. I care because they don't. I don't think either one of them would be upset if they didn't get it. Now, their teammates would be furious, but I don't think either one of them would, and because they don't, I think we should make that decision. Just pick one or keep it that way. I love Draymond. He's going to have the players back. I mean, that's what he is. But you don't split that. I mean, we got enough things to quibble about. Who would you vote for? Who's your odds on? Or who's your favorite? For me, it's about definition. If you ask me who is the best player in the world right now, it's Joker. He's the best player in the world. He's the guy that can do more things to help me win than anybody else. Now, that doesn't mean that Shea Gilgeous isn't right there, but for me, I'd take Joker as the MVP no matter what. He can do more things than Shea can, but Shea is the unstoppable force. He's Tim Duncan with handles. He just never slows down, never stops, keeps it fundamental, and destroys you. It's the worst kind of beating you can get. Joker does it nonchalantly just to see if he can do it. Shea is the Terminator. There's no thought. There's no mercy. He just goes and gets it, and it's not personal. He's just going to beat you. Joker, I think it takes glory in kind of embarrassing you some now and again. Just playing chess while you're playing checkers, and he giggles to himself on the way back down the court. The fattest, slowest dude on the court just outthought you and outplayed you. I think he revels in that, but nothing more. That's why I love this idea that neither one of them cares. I'll take Joker, though. I'll take the Joker. The Spurs last night go down to the Lakers. Watching Austin Reeves shoot like that was, I hate watching other teams have exactly what we have in numbers. Now, Dalton Connect wasn't great last night, but he was great the night before, and he does what the Spurs don't do. Now, both of those guys, I can't play and beg for a shooter when I know that they'll bring even less defense than is currently on this roster. And over the last 3 or 4 days, I laugh about Bronny offering a bucket, heck. But it's this defense that is so atrociously bad. As I watch what the Spurs are looking for in the draft and look at potential draft, the big center from Duke, the center from Maryland, the shooter from Kentucky, all I can think of is nothing good is going to happen until this team decides to play defense in some form or fashion, whether it be this year or next. Wemby brings his own. Wemby is his own defensive wave, and you can roll him out, and he'll block 4 shots a night. He'll alter another 10, and just by his presence, you'll get better. But It is so painfully obvious the further we get away from Wemby's presence, how bad this defense and those guys playing it really is. And Wemby's been gone long enough now to where we need to get used to the fact that he ain't here. And I think most of the time we're playing like he is still behind you. That you can let the guy go by. You can not step to the three. That Wemby will be there to clean up a mess. And after weeks of watching this defense get worse and worse, again last night, forget the shooter. Forget the scorer in the lottery. If the Spurs have 2 picks, both of them better be nose forward defensive stoppers first. We'll figure out how to score. We've taken Sohan. We're used to dudes that don't know how to get buckets. But you're going to have to defense it up. And whoever they draft, their first thing when they wake up and the last thing they think about when they go to bed better be defense. We'll find some offense. This defense, it makes it just about impossible to win. I mean, just impossible. 2 dribbles, a pass, and a layup is no way to go through life in the NBA. And too much of that happened last night. No get-backs, no weak side help, all the same sins committed. And our fix offensively is finding a shooter to spread the floor. No, I'm far down that list. I'm watching nothing but bouncy, volatile, violent bigs. I'm tired of getting embarrassed down low. Tired of it. It's just getting worse. Got any Papa Roach fans in the house? I hope so, because I got some tickets. They're going to be coming to the Frost Bank Center in just a couple of days, March the 22nd. If you want to go, get on the phone. Let's keep Victor busy so he can't run to the bathroom. 656-3776. The first guy to call Victor and say howdy is going to go see Papa Roach. Hey, coming back, Jameis Winston could be a giant. Giggle to yourself about that for the next 6 minutes. We're going to look around the NFL, see where Kirk is going, where Jameis is going, what Cleveland's doing, and how the hell is Mike Tomlin going to justify his quarterback situation? So many questions. We'll be right back. This is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
On the northeast side, 35 southbound between Thousand Oaks and Randolph Boulevard. It's construction costing you an extra hour and 40 minutes because it's got you down to 1 lane getting by. The delays begin around Schwab Road. Highway 90 westbound at Hunt Lane. There's a crash in 2 left lanes. You're backed up for Military Drive. I'm Rebecca Parker, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Whataburger. Good morning. For a limited time, stop by from 6 to 11 a.m. daily and get the $5 breakfast What a Deal. Either a taquito or honey butter chicken biscuit and any drink for just $5. Available only at Whataburger.
Hey, Rob Thompson here from my friends over at Prize Picks. The second half of the basketball season is here. The race to playoffs is on, and there's no better time to hit Prize Picks because the money, it's heating up. 1,000 times your cash, Taco Tuesdays, and the way they pay, let me tell you. Prize Picks offers Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard for quick and easy deposits into your accounts. There's no better way to get started with Prize Picks than right now as basketball season ends. And here's the best thing about Prize Picks is you can combine different leagues. You got a favorite in the pros, you got a favorite in the college, you can put them together to really maximize your bets. And remember the code Alamo. Remember, you download that when you sign up today. There's money to be had. No better place than Prize Picks right now. As the basketball season winds down, go for the place to get the best cash with your favorite sports. That's Prize Picks. You know what you're doing. Go play. In fact, go run your game.
The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm, how can I help?
Hi, I got hurt in a wreck, but I don't know if it's really worth getting an attorney.
Don't worry, you called the right place.
I'm Jeff Davis. At Davis Law Firm, we're here for you 24/7, and you don't pay unless we win. We recently secured a jury verdict for $210 million in a wrongful death case. So if you've been hurt, call us at 444-4444.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
Nigel, what are you doing with all this stuff in the break room? It looks like a farmer's market in here.
I'm changing my eating habits, embracing good quality nutrition with fresh produce.
Call Quarter Moon for your $58.99 AC inspection. For a limited time, just $58.99.
Nigel, that's a pretty impressive healthy salad you've assembled.
Thanks, Joel. Now step back. The grease is hot.
Grease?
Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC, 210-651-5899. License number TACLA 141074E and 16004.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline Nasal Spray?
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
Progressive knows when you own a boat or RV, it's like you're automatically on vacation, even if you're actually a marriage counselor in the middle of couples therapy. But in your mind, you're camping in Acadia, puttering around Frenchman Bay. Your boat and RV are both protected. You're lobster drenched in butter and... Uh-oh, did your clients just notice you weren't listening? Quick, do the thing where you just repeat back exactly what they said but as a question. They bought it. Now back to Maine, earning an automatic discount bundling your boat or RV with your home or auto. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
The Gomez Law Firm has been San Antonio's trusted law firm for 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us today. Jose, tell us about the cases you all specialize in.
We do ride-sharing cases. We do 18-wheeler cases, work injuries. We will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you or your family have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, you need to visit joegomezlaw.com. Call the Gomez Law Firm at 736-4040.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Listen all this week to The Blitz to win tickets to see the Counting Crows at the SB. Saturday, August the 2nd, the Counting Crows, the complete suite store, comes to the SB. Tickets are on sale now. Go to thesb.com. Win tickets to the Counting Crows with special guests, the Gaslight Anthem from 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Hey, if you know Desmond Lewis, he's got tickets. He's going to see Papa Roach. Call him. If you're a friend, if you're a vato and you want to go.
Yeah, go find him.
Call Dez. He got the hookup. Hey, I got college slam dunk and 3-point tickets to give away just after 9 o'clock. Just after 9, before the slam dunk, after the commercials. Yep. We're going to have a couple of great guys. Andrew Brewer, head coach Alamo Heights, Rudy Bernal, a basketball coach over at Antonian. Both had phenomenal seasons this year. They're both coaching in the All-Star games this weekend. It's the San Antonio Sports Valero All-Star Basketball Day. You got 2 sessions. Lots of games, skills competitions, the best that San Antonio has to offer, all on display this Sunday. It's a day of fun and frivolity. If you don't have a kid in high school, you got one that's younger, playing in middle school or CYO or Y, whatever it might be. Take them to this. I mean, it's great to aspire to be a pro, and it's great to aspire to play in college. Go show your kids, your young ballers, what that next step's going to look like, and that's close. Go let them see those right now. Let them Let them see what they could be and what's out there. It's going to be a great day. We're going to have a couple coaches come and join us. Around the NFL world, the same stories are still in play. The quarterback carousel is kind of stuck until Pittsburgh, New York, both teams kind of figure out where things going. We got a bunch of old heads just kind of hanging out there. Now, here's the situation. It looked like Cleveland was going to try at some way or fashion to find themselves a quarterback, and Kirk Cousins in that whopping contract seemed to be one that looked like they might chase, but Atlanta threw a monkey wrench into those plans, said they're going to probably keep both. I think Minnesota is crazy for looking at Aaron Rodgers. And on the other side of the coin, I think that Pittsburgh almost has to go get him. And the irony is this is the same dude that I think would be crazy to allow to enter Minnesota. And the parallels to the Brett Favre thing can't be escaped. I know it's just happenstance. But if Aaron Rodgers follows the same career path as Brett Favre, it will be one of those bizarro. Did you know that President Lincoln's secretary is named Kennedy and President Kennedy's secretary is named Lincoln? Did you know?
It's one of those,
Be one of those. Did you know that both of them followed this? Now all Aaron will have to do is move to some poor state and steal a bunch of welfare money from pregnant mothers, and then we will have truly, allegedly anyway, we'll truly have two careers that mimic each other. Of all the potentials out there, and there's some great potential, Aaron Rodgers at Pittsburgh is gasoline and matches. It's just a matter of how it blows. It's going to blow up. It's just a matter of how it blows and when. The Giants are talking to Jameis Winston. Now, Jameis, it looked like he kind of had rehabbed his image over the Super Bowl. Remember, he was the wild and crazy local host that was running all over New Orleans during the Super Bowl. He was the Snoop Dogg of the Super Bowl, where if there was a fun event, it was Jameis having fun doing it like Snoop was at the Olympics. It looked like Jameis had kind of rehabbed his image from the guy that I had last seen praying to the interception gods, truly, so that he wouldn't throw another pick six. I don't know how much is left of Jameis's talent. Heisman winner. He's got a cannon, and I'm not going to take away from his career. You don't want to go play in New York, Jameis. That is not going to be good for your barely adequate psycho defenses. If that is not the place for Jameis Winston to roll out to try to be of any kind of help. If Jameis Winston lands anywhere to start or play on a regular basis, it should not be in the largest media market in the world. Playing for just about the hungriest fans in a division where you're going against a Super Bowl champ and a young quarterback. It's not a winning situation for Jameis. Sometimes what looks good ain't good for you, and this is one of those situations. This ain't going to be good for you. On the other side of things, what would be good for Kirk Cousins is to somehow get himself out of Atlanta, but it doesn't seem like they're going to want to let him go. I mean, the contract is one thing, and that's a ridiculous amount of money. But Kirk, to his credit, throughout his career, has invariably made every decision correctly, financially. Every decision he has made from the beginning, he has made the right choice. Where the Dallas Cowboys at every turn have made a mistake with Dak Prescott, with every negotiation, if you could have done it poorly, if you could have done it wrong, if you extended when you should have cut short, and you cut short what you should have extended, it was Dak Prescott's deal, and it led to this ridiculous deal that he's got now. Well, Kirk Cousins had the same thing happen with him and his deal, but it was all his decision at every turn he made the right one. Whether it was the franchising, one after the other, where it wasn't in his hand, to the deal he got with Minnesota, to the deal he got with Atlanta, he has inevitably made the right decision financially. Now, professionally, the Atlanta thing turned out to be a terrible mistake, and it wasn't anything he did. It was Atlanta drafting his backup before the ink was dry on his new contract. But now here he sits. And I think he has a fair amount of control here. I think if he really wanted to leave, he could. He might be, as we're talking about Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson, I think Aaron Rodgers might be sitting on the catbird seat. He might be the one that ends up in the best place possible for him. His career has shown us his decision-making, those that know, and some of it's luck. You're just in the right place at the right time, and they keep franchising you. And some of it is a very skillful negotiation and an eye toward other places. But he has had the luckiest run of any professional player I can remember. Now, Dak fell ass backwards into this, and it wasn't by any of his skill. It was he was dealing with a bloviating billionaire in Jerry who just blew it off and did it wrong. Kirk Cousins did it right. And I get the sense he might do it right again. And we're not talking about it. But I get the sense of all the veteran quarterbacks that are floating around out there that could truly make a difference. And it ain't Russell and it ain't Aaron. No, they have their place. It's Kirk Cousins, and it's strange to say that. This is a guy who appears washed up one week last year in this Atlanta offense. He had just about a perfect QBR. It is still possible. And at the end of the day, the only thing that's tethering him to Atlanta is the money. It ain't the play. They got their quarterback, and I think Penix is going to get it. So as we watch all of this, I get the sense that Kirk Cousins is just very quietly sitting back and waiting, and so is Atlanta. Because that would be, at the end of the day, the last puzzle piece to fall, because he's hemmed in. Atlanta's told us they're, at least until June, he's theirs. And I think the argument about Aaron Rodgers and where he might land, there's only one place for him. It's Pittsburgh. Because there's only one coach that can deal with this crap. There's only one town that can deal with this crap, and it's Pittsburgh. Now, it's a matter of whether he's going to do it or not. And if he doesn't go to Pittsburgh, I'll bet he retires.
Do they have a drug policy?
As long as you're not licking frogs, they'll.
Do they have a test for that? That'd be weird.
Yeah, well,
you got a weed test, you got a pill test,
well,
and then
it's more of a question and answer.
Yeah.
Like, do you see it? Like, what color's my aura? And he can answer that. He's on it.
He's on it.
If at any point he mentions you can see your aura or breaks into tears, you probably test positive for frog pee.
Poor Aaron.
You've been licking frogs again.
I feel bad for him sometimes, but, it is what it is.
As you sit back and watch the drama, I guess it's drama in Pittsburgh. What are we going to do with Russell and this? And I think that they need to go get Aaron just to kind of, I don't know how to put this, but Tomlin is in such an interesting situation because half the population views him as a failed coach, that it's time to change course. He hasn't won in a decade and continues to do just enough to keep his gig. The other half looks at him like, my gosh, he's winning with nothing. They can't get a quarterback. They keep drafting flighty, if not great, wide receivers that can't hang around. The running game has been, they manufacture defense with brilliance, but they can't go any further. I think that that's a marriage made in heaven. But I just keep wondering how Kirk Cousins plays into this, because whenever it gets quiet, I start looking at who has the most to gain right now and who has the least to lose and the most to gain at the same time. Those are the ones that are the most active. You might not see them, but if they've got the most to gain and they got the least to lose, and that's Kirk Cousins, those are normally the ones that can get things done behind the scenes because they're able to kind of squeeze some places that those that are desperate, those that are looking for their last deal, those that are looking to be a savior, won't squeeze into. I'm just saying, watch Kirk Cousins as we move along. We got one more hour to go. I took a lot of abuse yesterday, Vic, for not doing the daily lines.
I realized that till after the show,
The amount of crap I took for all these AJ Gambler types for not doing daily lines. I'm going to do them again. I'll do them today in about a little under an hour. But I don't know. But you guys want it.
Yeah.
And I'll do my best. I can lean into some of these things. See, I'm a good gambler in that I know who the better team is. I'm a terrible gambler when it comes to the spread. So I buy points That's how I gamble. I lessen my wins just to kind of go with my knowledge, you know?
Right.
So we're going to do the daily lines. I'll give you everything you asked for. But I just can't vouch for their quality.
That was funny.
That's just, I couldn't believe the number of texts and DMs I got yesterday.
Yeah.
Like, hey, what about the, first of all, let's be honest. I started the day out yesterday looking at that Laker game, and I thought they were playing at home. I didn't see it on the schedule. It was that remake.
Right.
So I was a little off kilter anyway, so forgive me. But we're going to do them. And we'll also offer some news, the weird stuff going on in the world. But it's bracket day. The tournament begins in earnest, although kind of. So we're on the other side.
Yeah, kind of believe. Yeah, it starts.
I got some advice for you spring breakers, how to get to where you might be going, some good things to do over the weekend. We'll talk some more football, some guilty pleasures. Do you have any guilty pleasure music that you can send us out with?
I was listening to it. Hold on. Don't laugh.
No, I'm not going to laugh.
Yeah. Hold on. Where's the mouse at? See, I'm dealing with this again. There it is.
Because some of us might have just seen a Tracy Morgan highlight that's going to be floating around today. If you're a Tracy Morgan fan, we got some news regarding him. He was wheeled off. Actually, was taken out of a game. He wasn't playing, but he had to leave. I'll tell you why. The furor, the kerfuffle, the dust up in the college basketball world that North Carolina went and West Virginia didn't has a next chapter. You're going to love this. Because not only is there potential for nefarious, and yes, I said it, nefarious activities, as said by the governor of West Virginia, the Honorable, and I'll give you his name on the other side. But there's more to this story, and it involves the athletic director for North Carolina and a bonus. We're going to talk about that on the other side, too. What's our guilty pleasure music that we're going to
All right, here it is.
head off into the sunset for at least 3 hours down?
I usually turn it down when
This is
people
what
are
Bronny
coming around.
listened to.
Yeah.
In warm-up lines last night. J.J. Redick called Bronny and said, hey, today I want you to suit up and make sure you got your shorts on. You're going to get in the game tonight. If it's the fourth quarter and I see Blake Wesley's name called, guess what, baby? You're in. We're going to run the swinging gate for you, Bronny. You're going to get your first bucket against those San Antonio Spurs. And I'll be damned if that boy didn't train his entire life and met the goal, hit a three, and into the record books he went. The Spurs gave Nepo Baby 3 points. We'll look at what they did and what they're going to do. Bracket talk, football talk, news of the weird, and I don't know what the hell else. We'll figure it out. We got a whole hour to go. Stay here. It's going to be fun. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
On your ride to work, it's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM, Floresville.
This report is sponsored by eBay. We all got a thing. Yes, even you. If you love fashion, car parts, trading cards, whatever you're into, it's on eBay. So go find the thing that keeps you up at night. eBay. Things people love.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at TSAOG.com.
Progressive knows when you own a boat or RV, it's like you're automatically on vacation, even if you're actually a marriage counselor in the middle of couples therapy. But in your mind, you're camping in Acadia, puttering around Frenchman Bay. Your boat and RV are both protected. You're lobster drenched in butter and... Uh-oh, did your clients just notice you weren't listening? Quick, do the thing where you just repeat back exactly what they said, but as a question. They bought it. Now back to Maine, earning an automatic discount bundling your boat or RV with your home or auto. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline Nasal Spray.
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it! Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Nigel, what are you doing with all this stuff in the break room? It looks like a farmer's market in here.
I'm changing my eating habits, embracing good quality nutrition with fresh produce.
Call Quarter Moon for your $58.99 AC inspection. For a limited time, just $58.99.
Nigel, that's a pretty impressive healthy salad you've assembled.
Thanks, Joel. Now step back. The grease is hot.
Grease?
Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC, 210-651-5899.
License number TACLA 141074E and 16004.
George gets justice. After being hit by an 18-wheeler, the experienced attorneys of George Salinas Injury Lawyers are San Antonio's choice for getting you the maximum compensation you deserve. With over 110 years of combined experience, they've recovered millions for their clients. 18-wheelers may be bigger than you on the road, but you can be bigger than them in the courtroom. George guarantees that you don't pay unless they win your case. Call 210-225-0909 today for a free consultation. George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
The Basketball Madness headquarters is always at Twin Peaks, and the Blitz is live this Thursday and Friday to cover all the action.
This Thursday, we're at Twin Peaks Park North, and Friday, we're at the Westover Hills location.
Catch all the madness in the best seats in the house with the lovely ladies of Twin Peaks. Happy hour food and drink specials along with the frosty 29-cent drafts.
It's this Thursday. The Blitz is live 2 to 6 at Twin Peaks Park North, and then Friday, we're doing it again at Twin Peaks Westover Hills.
Find what you love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Guides in the know and prices so low, it just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
With curbside pickup and delivery available, you'll always find what you love, only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Imagine owning waterfront property on the Texas coast. Check out the grand opening of Driftwood Shores at Wolf Point, located on the highly sought-after Matagorda Bay. Secure your spot to see 1 to 3 acre properties, all with bay access from $49.9. That's right, just $49.9. This gated waterfront community features panoramic views, world-class fishing, a pool and cabana, boat launch and slips, fishing pier, dog park, storage, and more. It all happens Saturday, March 29th, one day only. Coastal waterfront properties starting at just $49.9. Call now to secure your private tour Saturday, March 29th. 210-853-0389. That's 210-853-0389. Appointments are limited, so call now and be sure to ask for event day specials and our helicopter tours. Call now, 210-853-0389. Get your piece of this coastal paradise. 210-853-0389.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
On the northeast side, 35 southbound between Thousand Oaks and Randolph Boulevard. It's construction costing you an extra hour and 40 minutes because it's got you down to one lane getting by. The delays begin around Schwab Road. Highway 90 westbound at Hunt Lane. There's a crash in 2 left lanes. You're backed up from Military Drive. I'm Rebecca Parker, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
The Spurs traveled to Los Angeles last night and fell to the Lakers 125-109. They were paced in the loss by Steph Castle with 23 points. The NCAA tournament begins tonight, kind of. It's first fortnight for the NCAA tournament. Games you can catch live on San Antonio Sports Star. At 5:30, we've got 16 seeds St. Francis playing Alabama State, followed quickly by 11 seeds North Carolina and San Diego State. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, hold those four up. We're in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
1 hour to go.
Almost time.
Hey, this is what it pays off in May or March, what you do in October. We have coaches that preach that. And we've got tournament time around the corner. And as the basketball season winds down, the awards are coming. San Antonio, we're not short on great basketball players. And coming this Saturday, it is a hoop extravaganza. It's the San Antonio Sports Valero High School Basketball All-Star Weekend. It'll be going on Sunday over at the Northside Gym, and we got all of the athletes across the city and across our region. Got two sessions, games from 1A to 6A, private school. If the guys or the girls were good, they're playing this weekend. It's a just reward for a well-played season. Above and beyond that, it's a chance for everybody to kind of gather around in the basketball community and the coaches to kind of see each other and all that. And it's just one of those great weekends. Everybody I talk to, I'm so excited to be a part of this and play a role in the voting and the basketball side in San Antonio. I'm on the voting for the San Antonio Sports Hall of Fame crew now. And when I got on, I endeavored my plan and will continue to be to make sure that we highlight some of the San Antonio basketball players over the years that haven't maybe gotten the credit that they deserved over the years. And we saw a recipient go in this year, Charlie Bogus, former coach at Alamo Heights, that spent some time in the very chair that our first guest sits in right now, Coach Brewer there at Alamo Heights. Coach, welcome on. We also are welcoming on Rudy Bernal from Antonian, both of them coaching this weekend, both of them playoff coaches, both of them legends here in San Antonio. They don't even know how to end a regular season because they're always playing into the playoffs. Coaches, nice. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. First of all, Coach, you both share a coach in common, and the coaching world is small. We all know each other, but Charlie Bogus has been part of both of y'all's careers for a long time. Last I saw him, he was sitting next to you, Coach Bernal, and over at Central Catholic. And Coach Brewer, you're certainly good friends with Bogus, who is an entrant into the San Antonio Sports Hall of Fame. Let's talk about a legend real quick from two legends on the making and one that's already there. Coach, let's talk real quick about the Alamo Heights basketball program and what it would be, what it has become under Coach Bogus over these many years.
Well, I tell you what, my very first memory, I think. Well, thank you for having me on.
Oh, absolutely.
Treat. Well, one of my very first memories was as a high school freshman here at Alamo Heights High School and at the Frank Irwin Center, and watching the 1991 Mules win a triple overtime game in the state semifinals. And then that's what high school sports is about. I was hooked at that point, and there was really no turning back at that point. I was 14 years old, and I didn't realize at that point that my future was had already been laid out for me, and it's been a real pleasure to and an honor to take over for Coach Bogus 14 years ago, and we've been fortunate to have some really great players and really great assistants in the last 14 years. So it's a special calling to be here at Alamo Heights.
Absolutely is. And Coach Bernal, you don't know this, Rudy, but Rudy and I have known each other since my sophomore year in high school. He was my very first high school basketball coach. I don't know. And that's really what sprang him into greatness. Rudy Bernal, welcome on, Coach. Head coach at Antonian, made his bones at Lanier, but really made his greatness at South San West campus back in 1981, I believe.
There you go.
Welcome on, Coach. We're glad to have you.
Yes, sir.
You worked a little bit with Charlie Bogus, and I know Bogus is probably crawling into a hole. No, we're talking about him right now. And you're one of those coaches that is actually coaching an event where the trophy is named after you. So when we talk one legend talking about another, talk about Bogus and your history with those and the story between you guys.
So way back when, probably late 90s, early 2000s, Alamo Heights and Lanier were in the same district, and we were pretty good at that point in my career there at Lanier. So we had some knockdown dragouts there in district competition. So we played against each other throughout my career at Lanier, even before we were in the same district. So we kind of knew each other. We knew each other's teams and players. It was a pleasure getting to compete against him and his teams all the time.
Well, Coach, that's enough about him. Let's talk about y'all. When you have a successful season, there's always the gravy at the end of the year, but there's also it's a significant thing to have to do to go coach an all-star game. You got a bunch of kids that have earned time, and they've come in, and you want to reward all of them, but you do want to win. What's the most difficult thing about coaching an all-star team? Coach Brewer first.
Sure. Well, if you're someone like me, learning names.
Yeah.
So, I've coached against several of these guys, some guys I don't know, so we'll learn names. And here's what's going to happen. We're going to have 15 guys, and I'm going to put in a bunch of pretty offense, and it's going to look really great in practice. And having coached 2 all-star games previously, that ball goes up, the guys cross half court, and they shoot that thing. What we're going to try to do is have them execute and play some good basketball, hopefully execute and maybe play a little bit of defense, and then get everybody in the game. Let everybody play. Every single one of these guys has had great seasons and great careers, and you want them to have one last high school game in front of their people in their city in that beautiful Northside gym. So competing and getting everybody in there.
That's Coach Brewer from Alamo Heights. He'll be coaching one of the teams. Rudy Bernal, head coach at Antonian now, a private school here in town. He's been on both sides of the fence over the years. Coach, I'm curious what life is like as a private school TAPS coach in the state of Texas now. Do you feel freer in a private school? Is it a different world than it was when you were over at Lanier winning all those hundreds and hundreds of games? What's it like coaching kids that are paying to go to your school?
It's a little bit different, not really that much. Where the kids come from is the big difference. The kids that we had at Lanier didn't have a whole lot of things, and parents weren't very wealthy. So the appreciation of the school and the athletics and the teams were different for them. And, that was just a big part of their life, being in high school and being on teams. I would say that's probably the big difference.
And as far as the kids
adjust to that a little bit.
And Coach, both of you guys coach high talented kids, and you send them off to places to further their basketball career. And so many of us are on the outside, and all we follow is college sports and the radical change we've watched go on over the last couple of years. And not so much the conferences. It's about the players and the pay and their mobility now where it was restricted before. The trickle-down effect, Coach Brewer, I want to ask you first. The trickle-down effect to the change in the college sports world, where are you feeling it the most?
I don't know that here's what we're feeling is that kids are sometimes changing schools, sometimes parents are moving, and at Alamo Heights, things are pretty insulated, and we have kids whose parents have sacrificed a ton to send them to a great high school. So we don't see a ton of that. Now, across the landscape in the state, you see it a lot. And kids are kind of thinking, well, maybe if things aren't going great, maybe I can go somewhere else and things will be better. What we try to tell them is, guys, that's geography. I mean, your player, it's your character and your integrity as a player, and are you coachable? Those are the things that are going to spell whether or not you're successful, not geography. So it's kind of out there, in popular culture. I mean, kids see all the time on social media. College players are changing all the time, changing schools. So, I don't think when the rubber meets the road on the court, I don't think it really affects us much, especially not in our district, not in San Antonio as much as other places, but it's definitely out there.
Well, Coach Bernal is on the other side of the fence where geography doesn't play a role. How are you seeing your athletes react to what they're seeing from those that have come before and the mobility allowed and, the money and everything else that's now out there for even Division II athletes?
Yeah, I think the portal has changed definitely college basketball quite a bit. And I think that has trickled down to the private school and as Coach Brewer was saying, in the public schools as well, especially up north. So, it's gotten to the point where if kids aren't happy, some of them, I won't say all of them, but some of them look elsewhere. Mm-hmm. Where else can I go that I can excel? And that's, to me, for us, that's a little different because from year to year, we don't know what kind of kids we're going to have.
Right.
We don't know if kids are going to leave, new kids are going to come in. That's the big difference between the private school and the public school for the most part is that you were talking about geography, attendance zones. That's so much important there in the public schools, not so much in the private.
I have a couple questions just on the grand scheme of things. A lot of talk now about college basketball. It's time to go to quarters, timeouts health-wise, and everything that goes along with quarters as opposed to halves, as college basketball is the only really major basketball league that still doesn't go with quarters. What are y'all's thoughts about changing the rules there and the shot clock in Texas?
It was the strangest thing. We were on spring break last week, and I've got a 16-year-old basketball player in my house. My daughter's off in college, and so for spring break, we try to go watch basketball. So we were in Nashville for the SEC tournament Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And what I noticed, less so with the quarters, and I don't know how people feel about this, but with the media timeouts, it was not a ton of flow. It's every 4 minutes. There's a media timeout, and then there's fouls, and that's whistles. And I love the way that we play in Texas high school basketball, where there is flow. Mm-hmm. There is flow. There's no media timeouts. And it is strange you bring that up that, college basketball is the only basketball anywhere that I know of that has 2 20-minute halves. And maybe Coach Bernal knows how that started, but it is kind of wonky. It's just there's not quarters. There's the under 18, the under 12, the under 16 timeout. And how do those guys get tired? They only play 4 minutes at a time. And there's always a break. I don't know. Yeah, I mean it's and then all the shenanigans that take place in the timeout. They got to put all the chairs on the floor and the 1,900 managers around the circle and. Guys, the commercials are forever. So anyway,
yeah,
I don't know.
It does interrupt the flow. Hey, one last thing before we go to Rudy. Shot clock. So here's the thing. You paid us a great compliment about our athletes here at Alamo Heights. And here's the thing. I may be one of the very, very few who doesn't love the idea of a shot clock. Oftentimes we're playing people who have way bigger athletes, way better athletes, and we want to affect pace and slow the ball down and reverse it and reverse it and reverse it and reverse it and get a great shot. The shot clock, I think, would have us get a little bit out of our comfort zone. It would be a big adjustment. But you know what? It's coming. And I don't know if it's coming next year or in 5 years, but it's coming to Texas. Rudy, you have a style as well. What are your thoughts on the shot clock?
So, I'm an old school guy. I'm not a fan of the shot clock. The only way I would be a fan, and I've got athletes, so we play up and down now, and it really doesn't affect us. But when you're at a public school like where I was at, and you're height challenged, you need an edge. And to me, we're not blessed with the 6'8", 6'9" kids. We're blessed with the 5'9", 5'11" kids. And so I think the only way I would be a fan of that is if they turned it off in the fourth quarter. If you earn it at that point, then you want to pull a bigger team out and guard you for a little bit, then I think you deserve that. So, I mean, I would be a fan at that point.
That's why we talk to legends, Rudy Bernal and Andrew Brewer from Alamo Heights. This Sunday at Northside Gym, the royalty of San Antonio, the kids that have earned it, and it'll be a celebration of basketball. Get your tickets. Go to SanAntonioSports.com. All the event information is right there. We're up against it. Coaches, thank you so much. I could sit here and talk all day long. Congratulations on a great season for both and great careers for both. Thank you for what you're doing for San Antonio and the kids around town. And thanks for stopping by today. It's been a great pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Thanks,
it was fun. Appreciate
it. Rudy Bernal, Andrew Brewer, head coaches here in San Antonio. They are just a couple of the greats that are going to be at Northside Gym on Sunday. Grab your kids, grab your friends and family. There's no better place in the city to be. A great hoops going on. You can watch the tournament on Monday. Coming right back, we're going to talk Spurs. We got bracket information. I got the daily lines and some weird news, too. You might as well hang in till the very end. This is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Taking a look on the upper level of I-10 eastbound just before I-35, an accident here has the middle lane blocked off, causing a 10 to 15-minute backup starting from Fredericksburg Road. Also, a crash blocks off the left lane on I-35 going northbound at Highway 90. Speaking of Highway 90, a crash has been moved over to the right shoulder on Highway 90 westbound at Hunt Lane. Back on the upper level of I-35 northbound at Main for a crash blocking off the two right lanes. Delays here start from I-10. And looking onto I-10 westbound at Huebner for a stalled vehicle blocking off the right lane. If you're heading this direction, brake lights start from Medical Drive, causing a 2 to 3 minute backup. I'm Jason Fossig, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radio.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get 60% off, free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off.
San Antonio, the NCAA 2025 Men's Final Four is coming April 4th through the 7th. Check out Reese's Men's Final Four Friday, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity where you can watch open practices and the Reese's NABC All-Star Game at the Alamo Dome for free. And for the music lovers, March Madness Music Festival, presented by AT&T, Capital One, and Coca-Cola, with 3 days of free concerts, featuring the biggest acts in music at Tower Park and Hemisphere. Visit ncaa.com/men's Final Four.
Transform your water with Connecticut. For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station, $400 off with a trade-in, and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. Don't wait. The offer ends soon. Call Connecticut today.
March is National Nutrition Month, and the City of San Antonio Metropolitan Health District invites you to celebrate the role food plays in our health and well-being. Food connects us to our cultures, our families, and our friends. Health, culture, and access all shape how we relate to food. The foods we choose play a big part in our overall health and physical fitness. This March, join Metro Health in celebrating how food connects us and how it nourishes both body and mind. Healthy people, healthy community. For more information, visit sa.gov/health.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time and switch to the expensive shampoo with amino acids. Sure, you don't know what those are or why you need them, but it sounds very impressive. And if you switch and save hundreds, you can massage it into your scalp every day. Now, if only you can get people to lean toward your head to smell those aminos. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time. For shampoo, Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline Nasal Spray?
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
Vivid Seats is your ultimate destination for basketball and hockey this season. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every one-timer and buzzer-beating 3 live and in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Don't miss out. Visit vividseats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-777-1225. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-777-1225. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-777-1225. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-777-1225. 800-777-1225 or biglou.com.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With a Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
When I wake up
The best mornings
in the morning light,
start with Wrangler.
I put on my jeans and I feel alright.
Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
If you miss the Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you miss this.
I worked hard this morning, Minix. We have a doggy door. Well, the flaps were like malfunctioning.
Bad to have malfunctioning flaps.
Yes, the dogs would go outside and the flap would stay up. Maggie ordered some, and I installed those bad boys today. And I must say, pretty damn good. 4 screws on each side.
Four screws for malfunctioning flaps.
It was harder than you think.
Right home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's the Morning Huddle. This is appropriate. Let's give away some slam dunk tickets.
Yeah. So you got a pair. I got one pair for today. Yeah.
This is Jumpman, right?
Yeah. Jumpman.
Yeah, the college slam dunk three-point competition coming to San Antonio, the Frost Bank Center. That'll be April the 3rd. That's just part of the festivities that are heading our way. We are in basketball nirvana. Quick reminder again, buy your All-Star game tickets for Sunday for your San Antonio Sportsville Air All-Star basketball game. It's more than one game. It's several games, skills competitions, and everybody. That'll be Sunday. This is coming up on April the 3rd. If you want to go, call and say hello to Vic.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do. First one says hello to Vic. He's having a good day. We want to improve it. We want to improve everybody's day. Make everybody feel good.
I got you. Yeah.
Feeling better than Tracy Morgan.
Oh, man. It's awful. I feel bad for him in a way, but I didn't know he had a kidney transplant.
I don't know what you say.
Yeah, I don't know.
I hope he's not, like, really sick.
Yeah, rejecting, because I'm diabetic, and I have one kidney, and unless something bad is infecting you, to cause that. And plus, even if you feel remotely like that, I wouldn't go to a game.
Yeah, man. Have you blown chow in public lately?
Yeah, no.
When was the last time anybody witnessed you vomit?
I don't know.
See?
What? Let's say 1992 outside the Bonham Exchange.
Pretty much.
91 maybe.
Yeah, man, that's the only time it's allowed.
Yeah.
From your late teens to your mid-20s with your group,
Right,
you're all
but
allowed to spew at some
Once you're
point.
30 and up, 40 and up.
No, man, you're a grown-ass man. Get your ass up and go throw up in a bag like a real man.
Exactly. Or don't throw up at all. Just be a man. Man up.
Like you're doing one of the cartoons. Just put a finger right there.
Yeah.
But that was like a Saturday Night Live skit. It just kept coming. He had continued. When he felt bad, he just had continued to eat. That was just one of the things that went down last night. Spurs lose. I want to talk a little bit about the tournament going on tonight. North Carolina has had a little bit of trouble getting to Dayton, Ohio. Getting out of North Carolina, getting to Ohio yesterday was difficult at best due to all the weather and the wind and the fires. I don't know. They're headed in to a buzzsaw. And the fact that North Carolina is even in is, worthy of question. Though I don't have a problem with it. And as we go into this story, I'm going to just say, I don't, if you don't win your conference, if you don't win your conference tournament, if you don't win enough games, quad one games, or schedule enough to get in, you had control over that. You didn't win your games. And the moment you give up control, the moment you don't win enough or win your title or whatever is required to get in on the automatic bid, at that point you get thrown into the hopper with everybody else and it becomes a beauty contest. And what is beautiful to me might not be beautiful to you. Now, West Virginia didn't get in. They probably should have. If this was a 69-team tournament, they might very well have been in. And North Carolina Probably is the same thing as West Virginia. Probably shouldn't be in, but, as far as the beauty contest, now we're taking away deserve, because deserve, I don't know. It is a beauty contest. And as the commission looked at it, they decided that North Carolina gets in. Now, here's where it gets a little squirrely, and I get it. So the athletic director for North Carolina gets a bonus of about $70,000, a little bit under that, as part of his contract for his team getting into the tournament. And if you're the athletic director, or you are the University of North Carolina, and you're negotiating your contract with the AD, it's pretty much a given that your team is going to go to the NCAA tournament. This is North Carolina. So, once every 100 years or so, they don't go. But for the most part, that's a guarantee built into the AD's contract. It doesn't read that way. It looks like it's an incentive, and it sells good to those that approve. But the fact is, North Carolina is going to go. Well, they probably shouldn't have this year. And the way it works, it's probably been well covered in your part of the world. Whenever it comes to a vote for a team, whether it be in the football playoff or the basketball playoff, if there is an athletic director or somebody affiliated with the university, they have to leave the room. That's the rule. Doesn't mean they can't talk about it before they leave the room. But they do have to leave the room when the vote is made or the case is made for or against. And, I've worked around these guys long enough. There's no nefarious business going on. But there is that question. And there is, when you get into this kind of light, that's always going to look a little sketch. And the governor of West Virginia has now directed his attorney general to look in to see if there was any dirty deals, some nefarious doing, something happened, and a kind of a grandstanding kind of thing. But it does shine the light on a bit of a problem. Now, whether it's a fixable problem, I don't know. This is one of those things you try to legislate for every possible scenario. And you just kind of expect schools like North Carolina just to be part of it, and that's not ever going to be a question. And to have the guy that's the head of the committee to get a little bonus, even though he's not in the room, I get the question. But I've seen worse things happen to teams that didn't get in. My agginess will show again. There was a couple years ago, A&M should have been, and they didn't get in. I don't recall Abbott getting Dan Patrick or whoever it might be to go and figure out why the hell they didn't get in. I do appreciate the chase. But it is going to be an interesting night tonight. In about 15 minutes, we're going to look at the lines to see if North Carolina can, in fact, get past San Diego State. Because I do believe that while your AD got a little bit extra money, North Carolina, your head coach and your team are about to get embarrassed. This is actually what looks good for you, and got your AD a bonus. You're going to get publicly hanged. Because everybody in the country that does not own a light blue piece of apparel, everybody that's got a little bit of North Carolina Tar Heel gear, if you don't own something like that, you're probably an Aztec fan tonight. You're probably saying what we're all kind of whispering under our breath, ball don't lie. You probably shouldn't be here. And the matchup is against a team of roughneck San Diego State types, and we know the kind of player they put out. That this might be the worst-case scenario for North Carolina all the way through. It might have been better to go to the NIT or go to that weird postseason tournament that's just been created and just kind of float in and hope for the best next year than to squeak in and take a deep breath and then find out you probably didn't belong. Hey, coming on the other side, some news of the weird, and I also owe you the daily lines. You might want to go to the bank. You might not. I'll give you my very best shot. We're glad you're with us. A little bit more to do. Lock it in and stay here. This is the Morning Huddle here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Spring Golf Classic is back. And it's all about having a great time. Grab your buddies and ladies too. Hit the course for a fun, laid-back day of golf, laughs, and a little friendly competition at the Golf Club of Texas. Monday, April 14th. It's just $120 a player or $400 for a foursome. A solid deal for a day of good times with your crew. The Spring Golf Classic benefits the Pan American Golf Association. But don't worry, this isn't after you've you've crushed it on the course, join us at the Hangar Bar and Grill on Potranco for the ultimate after party. Cold drinks, great food, and good times with all of your buddies. So grab your spot, grab your crew, and tee off for a day of unforgettable fun. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
The Blitz is going to Vegas. Come along for an unforgettable Mega March weekend at Circa Las Vegas, March 27th through the 30th for opening day and the second weekend of the tournament. Thursday, March 27th, celebrate the start of the baseball season and watch all the games at the world's largest sportsbook, plus the ultimate March Hoops experience. Take in the action in the 6 pools and the 143-foot screen at Stadium Swim. Book now and use promo code BLITZ at circalasvegas.com and join Jason and Joe at Circa Resort and Casino.
When you switch to Progressive, you could save bundling your home and auto. Then you could put that money towards some of the surprisingly more expensive things in life.
Attention passengers, we've reached 10,000 feet and internet is now available for purchase.
I just paid hundreds for this flight, and you can't even throw in internet? I'll just take the free pretzels.
Sorry, but I do have snack boxes for sale.
I'm just gonna sleep.
In that case, we are selling pillows and blankets as well.
I'll just breathe. That's free, right?
Life costs a lot, so bundle and you could save with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Welcome to TGL, presented by SoFi, golf's newest league. It's sharp and it's electric. How is it sharp? How is it electric? Good questions. Try this on for size. 2 hours of hammer dropping, overtime, forcing, playoffs on the line, golf. With 24 of the best players from the PGA Tour, split into 6 teams: Atlanta, Boston, Jupiter, LA, New York, and the Bay. This isn't your average Sunday pickup game. Tune in every week for TGL matches, only on ESPN. Keep up. It's golf.
Try Round Table Pizza's new pepperoni, grilled chicken, and bacon pizza. And don't forget to pair it with our irresistible shareables, mozzarella sticks, jalapeno poppers, or golden potato wedges. The perfect bite to complement your meal. Find the nearest location or order delivery at roundtablepizza.com.
You've decided to divorce. I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you're worried about getting the bills paid, childcare, and your divorce, we'll help make it simple, painless, and affordable.
Your future matters. Call the law office of Steve Benke.
Call 210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-499-9102. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-499-9102. That's 800-499-9102. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Stirring fiber, exercising, frequent trips to the store for more laxatives and fiber. Sounds like your constipation with belly pain is a lot to manage. But if your symptoms that keep coming back are signs of irritable bowel syndrome with constipation or IBS-C, ask your doctor how Linzess can help you get ahead of it. Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Being young with unlimited energy to burn. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T.
I've heard about Nugenix. That really works?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text EDGE to 42424
4424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text EDGE to 42424. That's EDGE to 42424.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
This is Jason Minix. You're listening to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Fine. They get down here on a Tuesday. Rob Thompson here. A.J. Hoffman on vacation, a well-deserved getaway. He'll be back on Thursday. I thank Vic for helping me get through yet another day sitting on this island. He fed the cats today.
Yeah.
Everybody can rest easy. Big Balls is well fed.
Poor kitty, Big Balls.
And his his
little,
concubine.
too.
Yeah, his two, I guess they're female. I don't know.
I think the black cat.
Is the black one female? What about that orange one?
The orange one is a male. Yeah.
It's hard to tell. In Big Nuts, you can tell as soon as he turns around. Like, holy cow.
The other one, yeah, they're smaller. They're in there, but it's not fixed either. So,
speaking of hard to tell, I saw a story yesterday, and this happened right here in San Antonio, that a couple months back at our beautiful San Antonio Zoo, and it is one of the, if you haven't been to our zoo, while AJ's running around in San Diego, we got a zoo of its equal right here. I've always been very proud of our zoo, and Tim Morrow, who's taken that thing over the last several years, we have one of the world-class zoos. Well, we have, these breeding programs. I don't know. Do you know what an okapi is?
No. What is that?
Google an okapi. I believe it's some kind of hooved deerish animal. Well, the San Antonio Zoo, had an okapi birth a couple of months back. And it was met with great celebration. Okapis are evidently in danger. And I remember when it happened. Hey, we got us a new okapi. He is a bouncing baby bull.
Oh, nice.
I don't know what you call.
What is that, a zebra?
Buck?
A zebra and a giraffe?
Horse. So what would you call whatever it is, this cross between a zebra and a horse and a jackass, whatever this is.
Yeah.
When it was born, they thought it was a boy.
But
5 months later,
it's a girl.
She evidently needs a training bra. I don't know. Something started happening, and it started acting. And they were a little concerned, maybe. And they wait a minute.
Did they miss?
This is a girl. So we got us a girl okapi.
How did they get that wrong?
We got to change it. I don't know what the name is. Maybe they haven't named it yet. But I remember the press release. We were celebrating. We had this brand new stripy horse thing born, and we're excited about this new male bull, sire, whatever you might call this okapi. And then out of nowhere, we got us a girl. There is no stem on the apple. I don't know if that's a good or a bad. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. But if we had made arrangements for breeding, we might want to call them back.
Yeah,
I guess I have chickens. And you only need one rooster. And really, for most of the world, the male species is superfluous but for one thing,
That's it.
Unless you're going to eat them. There's not a lot on the day-to-day that males do for you. But the chickens and the females can provide more. So maybe at the end of the day, the zoo's happier that they actually have a female okapi.
Mm-hmm.
But evidently, we need to hire a veterinarian that has maybe better glasses, better view. Right. A better idea of what the plumbing looks like on a male.
You need LASIK.
Well, maybe
just go get an eye.
Maybe he just thought this okapi was not blessed, wasn't given a lot down there, so they were just, hoping for the best. But turns out, whole other plumbing.
Wow.
I mean, it's just those little things that kind of stir the interest. You're paying attention to the nights. Let's do some daily lines.
It's the Morning Huddle's look at the daily lines with AJ and Rob on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You covered, yeah!
Well, here we sit. The basketball world is about to blast off yet again. As those
tonight.
As those poor astronauts that were stuck in our space station arrive, they're due here in about 16 hours.
Did you know everyone's assuming they'll get paid extra and all this money?
I'd be putting in for some OT, I can tell you that.
They're not getting paid anything.
No overtime?
No, their salary.
What?
Yeah, the salary thing got him in the butt.
I think I might have an act cause with the Labor Relations Board.
I think it was like, of all those days, I think it added up to $1,000 more for all those days, not per day, for all of them.
They did get free room and board. And what did they do?
Yeah.
They were just stuck for the last 8 months playing Words with Friends.
They didn't work.
They're just doom scrolling. Just adding to their Twitter account.
And it's weird they had to learn how to walk again and stuff.
And you come home, you can't walk.
I know.
Don't got a job. The very least is what.
Man, you're a nuisance.
Who'd have thought? When I applied for this job, I thought it would be some bennies, a little something.
Yeah.
Above and beyond, going to space. Well, they're coming back just in time for the basketball world to begin. Not only do we have the play-in, we also have NIT games, if you care about that. Very short NBA night. The Atlanta Hawks are visiting Charlotte. The Hawks -6.5. I think that's a safe one. I would like Charlotte to offer a bit more of an effort like they did against us. But I don't think Atlanta will play the kind of defense that the Spurs allowed Charlotte to rip us for nearly 80.5. I like Charlotte, and I like Atlanta holding on to that 6.5 and taking it home. That's a tip at 6 o'clock tonight. The Brooklyn Nets are taking on the Boston Celtics, traveling to Boston. Boston -13.5. Brooklyn's feeling themselves, but they ain't Boston. I don't like them to cover, but I think Boston wins it. Milwaukee taking on Golden State. Golden State laid an egg last night. I heard Steve Kerr go, some nights it's just not there. And last night they went in and weren't there. I saw Steph shooting like 3 for 15. They're coming off a bad night. That alone is enough for me to look at Golden State, a little turnaround, though they are playing Milwaukee -2.5. I like Golden State here. Just because of the crap that they laid last night, I think Steve Kerr and the pros that they've got are going to turn that around. And your game of the night in the NBA, the last one, Cleveland traveling to Los Angeles to take on the Clippers. Cleveland only -3.5. Pay close attention to that. I like everything about this. I like the over. I like the 3.5. I like everything that Cleveland's going to do tonight. So pay close attention if there's something up in the college basketball world in the play-in. St. Francis of Pennsylvania is taking on Alabama State in that play-in game there in Dayton. Alabama State -3.5. I think you're safe there. It's a fast basketball team. Got a couple of guards that I do appreciate. I think they're going to score more. I like the over more than at 139.5. That's a big number, I know, but I like the over more than I like Alabama State -3.5. Kent State taking on St. Bonaventure. Oh, I'm sorry, that's in the NIT. Let's head over there. We've also got the North Carolina San Diego State game that'll follow. By the way, that game, you can hear it right here if you're stuck and away from a device. North Carolina's favored -4.5. I think the closer we get to this game, the closer we get, the cowards are going to jump in and they're going to bet on North Carolina just because it's a blue blood thing. I think that this is a team that's embarrassed. I think that their season was one that probably should have ended for everybody involved. They should be in the NIT or just turning things down. And because it was highlighted, because of West Virginia being angry, because of their AD getting a little bit of extra money, because the flight just getting to Dayton wasn't easy. I like San Diego State in this just because there's not going to be anybody in the Dayton Flyer Arena that doesn't have light blue on that's going to be a fan or rooting for North Carolina. I just think that it's going to be them against the world, and this team has shown this year at least that they're not capable of performing them against the world, that they roll into arch rivals' home courts and get waxed. San Diego State is just good enough to do that. I think that they are going to take it and take it handily, take that for what it's worth. In the NIT, if you do care about such things, a couple that do jump out at me. Actually, a pretty good game tonight. Wichita State taking on Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State -6.5. Don't buy into that. Wichita State's actually not too bad. I like them to take them down as well. Another game in the NIT that's a little bit of a regional battle, of course. Stanford playing host to Cal State Northridge. 154.5 is the number. Go underneath that. Northridge doesn't have the buckets to go get. I like the under, and I do like Stanford to cover the 6.5. Santa Clara, one of RJ's favorites, or AJ's favorites, taking on UC Riverside. Santa Clara by 10.5 at home against UC Riverside. I like Santa Clara. They're a good team. They're just not 10.5 points better. Take the under. It's at 155.5. I bet the Riverside's going to have to slow this game down. I expect them to try to do that. Santa Clara will win, but it'll come in under 155.5. Baseball's just around the corner. We told you Framber's going to get the ball to start things off today. A little nooner action if you want to play a little blood and guts action. We got the Red Sox and the Yankees. Buehler coming in as your starter for Boston. The Yanks are putting Fried on the mound. That's a 12 o'clock start there if you're interested in such things. So those are your daily lines. I've given you what I can. The college basketball world is probably a little bit more fun than the NBA one tonight. It's certainly where we're going to dig into tonight. So get off my back and let me be. I want to close the show out tonight with the Spurs. One of the things that we saw last night, and the Spurs are very quickly becoming a sidebar story. We know that they're coasting in, but so you have to look for the little things to kind of keep you interested. And last night, watching Stephen Castle continue to grow in his game. He paced the Spurs. He led them with 23 last night. And when you're watching the rotations as they are now, and the rotations are screwy. It's not the same guys all the time. But one of the things to pay really close attention to is not how Steph is playing, but how the other players are now reacting to him. Steph will get you the ball, just like Chris Paul will get you the ball. We didn't have that. Trey Jones, for much as we cared for him, and Jeremy Sohan, those point guards over the last years or so, you could get open and you weren't getting the ball. While the Spurs defense is terrible, their offense is not bad, and it's better when Steph has this ball in the hand, and it was better when De'Aaron had the ball in his hand. Chris Paul, I don't know how we had a discussion earlier in the show about, I'm an empty nester now, and my son has moved out, and Vic only dreams of such things.
I know, really, I do.
Chris Paul, we love you. We're glad you're here. And while Wemby was here, you mattered. And I know that you provide expertise far beyond what you bring to the court. It's everything in between the flights and the practices and all that show. But you're now kind of in the way. And I don't want to for the last thing I want to do is end on a sour note with Chris Paul, because the fact of the matter is, if he would take a bit of a pay cut and decide to stay, I would be happy to have him and pay him probably more than he's worth to be a backup. But right now, as we send this thing in, watch the way that Keldon and Steph play together. It's turning into something kind of fun. That they're building something that is going to pay off. Devin, that's another story. But what I saw last night, until I saw Bronny shoot, that was my takeaway. The more Steph has the ball in his hands, I'm looking. The scoring comes easy for him. He can get in the paint and score on any big guard, small forward in the league. It's the understanding the battles between helping your team with a bucket and helping your team with a pass that is so much fun to watch. And watching last night, the way players know that if they get in the right spot, that they can and will get the ball to go score. That's one of those little things, those little victories that I take away from last night. I want to thank everybody who's been involved with the show today. First of all, if you missed any of the show, you can always catch it for all of our new Brigade Bar members. You can use those notifications. You can go back and use us as a podcast, and pay particular attention if you missed any of the show today or you weren't around. At 9 o'clock today, the 9 o'clock hour, we started out about 45 minutes ago. We had two high school coaches here in town, two legends. Coach Brewer with Alamo Heights and Rudy Bernal over at Antonian. We're talking about an all-star game that's coming up on Saturday, but it's really worth a listen as we talk about college basketball taking front and center and the pipeline of athletes that feed this big monster that is March Madness and the rules differential. Hearing their answers about the shot clock in high school, for those of you unaware, high school basketball doesn't have a shot clock, and they do have quarters. College basketball does have a shot clock, but they're also just playing 2 20-minute halves. A lot of discussion about bringing in quarters into college basketball and a shot clock into high school basketball. I think a lot of people assume one thing for high school sports. You're going to want to listen to these two coaches. I do think they represent just about every other coach in the state of Texas, if you care about such things. Really a great interview. And after you listen to it, I want you to go buy your tickets to the All-Star game on Sunday there at the Northside Gym. Just going to be a great day of basketball, and as that's front and center on people's minds, get there. All right, Vic, any last words before we head off into the sunset?
Nah, just ready to go take my nap. Finally, yeah, there's no kids at home.
You're going to have friends and family?
No, my daughter's at work, wife's at work. I have the house to myself, just me and the dog, so I get to take a nice little nap for today.
Expect the news to break today as we follow things closely. Mel Kiper's got his picks that are going to hit. We're going to see a lot of debate about that. I'm sure we're going to talk about that tomorrow. As far as the games go tonight, probably doesn't affect your brackets at all, but make sure you get them in. Tomorrow, we're going to have our bracket set up for San Antonio Sports Star. So while you're entering others, we'll have everything set up for you to get everything going as appropriate for Thursday morning. You'll have 24 hours to fill in that bracket, and we are endeavoring to find some kind of prize for the winner of our small San Antonio Sports Star bracket. All of those details will follow tomorrow as we get everything ready for what is just about the most spectacular weekend or week, 2.5 weeks of the year. I'm going to break and go. We're going to talk with the folks over at the Valero Texas Open are coming by today.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. You're going to have a lunch with them, too.
We're going to have lunch. We're going to talk about big golf, and they've been kind of front and center today as the golf is trying to find their next star. We'll give you an update tomorrow on the big doings coming up with the VTO just in a couple of weeks. You know, AJ and I are going to be broadcasting live from the Open. He's never been there. And then for those that haven't done the math and checked the calendar, we've got the VTO and the Final Four.
Oh,
here.
yeah.
Same
Here in
time.
San Antonio.
Who'd have thought?
San Antonio.
When it rains, it pours in our great city.
Yeah, it does.
All right, let's get some play-out music. Let's
Yeah.
finish this thing up. Hey, the Blitz is actually going to be in studio. I'm going to have to tidy this thing up. They'll be on from 2 to 6, their normal hours. Getting you ready for some big basketball. Welcome them and back. Thank everybody for hanging with us. I'm going to go eat a sandwich.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville.
Flight by Yuengling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yuengling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yuengling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yuengling and Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
I had the worst dream last night. You were in a car crash, and the kids and I were on our own. We had to move out of the house because I couldn't afford it anymore.
That's awful, hon.
My brother got life insurance from Ethos, and it only took 10 minutes. And he got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day. It's all online. No medical exam. He just answered a few health questions right from his house.
Ethos, here we come.
Visit ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Sample rate is a 10-year term life policy for 35-year-old healthy, non-smoking male. Billed monthly.
Try Round Table Pizza's new pepperoni, grilled chicken, and bacon pizza. And don't forget to pair it with